Get your Sunday football morning started off right with the Handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Your Sunday morning kickoff show where we tackle your NFL lines out in the desert, a 61.2% win rate over the last 6 years. Against the spread, over, under, money line, you name it. And we dive into the world of fantasy football year-long and your DFS payouts. Your only true Southern football kickoff show that talks the spreads in Vegas, your DFS and fantasy in your year-long quest to win that fantasy football championship. Only on the Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube channel. It's the Handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Sundays, all NFL season long. Saturday mornings, 8:30 Eastern. Dixie Football Nation is back and better than ever. We got Tony Agolini, Matt Carr, Tones Areola, Bobby and Angelo, along with Mac McGee this fall. Dixie Football Nation heads to the gridiron, talking ACC, SEC, the Big Ten, and all the big games throughout the college football land. That's Dixie Football Nation, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, Saturday mornings on the Armchair Quarterback Show's YouTube channel, going live, or catch the instant replay.
Tom has been a teacher for over 40 years. One day, I think one of the students had asked the question and he didn't remember the answer. And I also noticed that he was letting his class out earlier than they were supposed to let out. I was really starting to worry.
Levi and I talked about how it would change our lives, but he was there beside me.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. Visit alz.org/ourstories to learn more. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
I'm Amy Lawrence, and I'm up late, always, after hours, hanging out with you on CBS Sports Radio. Check it out, 2 a.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. Pacific.
Enjoy sun-drenched days, epic stays, and plenty of room to roam in Greater Fort Lauderdale. Our hotels, attractions, and restaurants have taken the Visit Lauderdale's Safe and Clean pledge, so you can relax and explore with confidence. When you're ready for that well-deserved staycation, our 23 miles of golden beaches await. Find wide-open spaces to hike, bike, kayak, and paddleboard. Visit your favorite attractions, then dine out in style in socially distanced dining rooms or al fresco on waterfront patios. Learn more at sunny.org.
To protect his family from disaster, Steve used his camera phone.
Done.
By taking pictures of his important documents, Steve can always have them stored online. Learn more simple disaster prep tips at ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
You're talking about a bunch of unproven kids who were in the prom. You know, literally, they were in the prom like 6 months ago at their high school.
No, they weren't because they were
locked down.
Exactly.
Okay, they were at a.
These are promless teenagers.
If he's from a Big Ten state,
they were at a.
If he's from a Big Ten state, he didn't have prom. I can guarantee you that.
They were at a virtual prom. Anyway, so yeah, it's tough for Wisconsin.
That's called porn. That's called porn.
Stop it. They get a break this week because I
got a mess to clean up, guys.
Yeah.
Virtual prom.
There's my walk off for the day. Thanks, Mac. I gotta dry my keyboard out now.
Armchair.
Remember, if for any reason you must leave your radio, please have the man at the door stamp your ear so you can listen again later.
Saturday mornings, 8:30 Eastern. Dixie Football Nation is back and better than ever. We've got Tony Agolini, Matt Carr, Tones Areola, Bobby and Angelo, along with Mac McGee this fall. Dixie Football Nation heads to the gridiron, talking ACC, SEC, the Big Ten, and all the big games throughout the college football land. That's Dixie Football Nation, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, Saturday mornings on the Armchair Quarterback Show's YouTube channel, going live, or catch the instant replay.
Screen pass to Trayshawn DeAndre on the right side. He dodges Crushman, makes his way to the end zone. Touchdown. But wait a second. I think there's a flag on the play.
All right, you guys got holding on number 97, right?
Yeah, definitely holding, no touchdown.
All right, make the call.
Yeah, I mean, it was holding.
So make the call.
Or, we say the flag was for an excessive celebration so they can keep the touchdown and apply the penalty to the kickoff, huh? What do you say?
What are you talking about? I didn't see excessive celebration.
You sure? I could have sworn I saw a little nay-nay going on.
What's going on with you, man?
All right, look, guys, I got to be real with you. Trayshawn DeAndre just scored that touchdown. Okay, I have him on my fantasy team this week. I need these points.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding you, Bill. I'm playing against my father-in-law this week, and if he doesn't score this touchdown, I lose.
Well, I'm not gonna let you make a bad call because you're in some fantasy football league.
Make the call.
Craig, no. If you make one bad call,
this works out perfectly, Bill. I started the quarterback who threw the touchdown pass. We're gonna have to ignore the holding call.
I have the kicker, and I was kind of hoping that he wouldn't convert on third down, so he'd have to kick the field goal.
Armchair.
Get your Sunday football morning started off right with the Handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Your Sunday morning kickoff show where we tackle your NFL lines out in the desert, a 61.2% win rate over the last 6 years. Against the spread, over, under, money line, you name it. And we dive into the world of fantasy football year-long in your DFS payouts. Your only true Southern football kickoff show that talks the spreads in Vegas, your DFS and fantasy, in your year-long quest to win that fantasy football championship. Only on the Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube channel. It's the Handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Sundays, all NFL season long. The Armchair Quarterbacks on YouTube Live, covering the AFC South and NFC South along with the rest of the NFL. Subscribe and like us today. Your first choice for sports talk live from the First Coast.
I have friends in my life that don't eat bread anymore. They don't eat bread. They don't eat bread. They're going to lose 3.5 pounds. No one's ever going to know. And they don't eat bread. Why are you even here? Could you imagine no toast in the morning with butter for the rest of your life? Kill yourself. Make some room for people who know how to live.
Armchair Quarterback Radio, the gunslingers of sports talk.
And here's second-year quarterback Brett Favre out of Southern Mississippi by way of the Atlanta Falcons. They are hopeful he can succeed in the NFL. Here, Brett Favre, you want a challenge? Try this one. So with their best receiver out of the game from the 35, 19 seconds left. Favre pumps, throws, touchdown! Is there a spark of life in Green Bay? Touchdown! Yes!
Danny Marino!
Here's Marino, wide open field, throws for a touchdown. It is number 37 on the season, breaks the all-time NFL record.
Going deep and open. Touchdown, Mark Duper. Duper has returned, and he is super.
They are going to bring pressure again. Rodgers is going to roll away, throws it up in the air, says a prayer. Janice, does he stop it? Oh, please.
It's important to remember the value of taking time for ourselves to do the things that help us grow and explore, like learning something new. And now with the Great Courses Plus, it's never been easier to experience the joys of learning. The Great Courses Plus offers thousands of streaming videos that cover hundreds of fascinating topics, from World War II to choosing the perfect wine. You can even take a course on the U.S. government or dealing with stress and anxiety. And because the Great Courses Plus partners with world-class professors and experts, you're always receiving thoroughly vetted, high-quality content from every lecture. Plus, you can watch or listen anytime, anywhere with the Great Courses Plus app. So take a little time for you. Sign up for the Great Courses Plus today for a free month of unlimited access. Visit thegreatcoursesplus.com/radio to get started. That's thegreatcoursesplus.com greatcoursesplus.com/radio.
Dread running to the post office? Stamps.com brings post office and UPS services right to your computer. Send letters, ship packages, and get up to 40% off USPS and up to 62% off UPS rates. Nearly 1 million small businesses use Stamps.com to save time and money. It's a no-brainer. So skip the post office and visit Stamps.com. Use promo code LISTEN for a 4-week trial plus free postage and a digital scale. That's Stamps.com, promo code LISTEN.
Stupid interviews. Hey, you're a member of the Buffalo Bills. How does it feel?
Well, it's a blessing. I want to thank God. I'm going to try to do my best. It's a great organization. And I'll say the last 80 guys said. So, yeah.
The outlook wasn't brilliant for the Mudville Nine that day. The score stood 4-2 with but 1 inning more to play. And then, when Cooney died at first and Barrows did the same, a pale-like silence fell upon the patrons of the game. A straggling few got up to go in deep despair. The rest clung to hope which springs eternal in the human breast. They thought, if only Casey could but get a whack at that, we'd put up even money now with Casey at the bat. But Flynn proceeded, as did Jimmy Blake, and the former was a hoodoo, while the latter was a cake. So upon that stricken multitude, grim melancholy sat, for there seemed but little chance of Casey getting to the bat. But Flynn let drive a single, to the wonderment of all, and Blake, the much despised, tore the cover off the ball. And when the dust had lifted and men saw what had occurred, there was Jimmy safe at second and Flynn a hugging third. Then from 5,000 throats and more, there rose a lusty yell. It rumbled through the valley. It rattled in the dell. It pounded on the mountain and recoiled upon the flat. For Casey, mighty Casey, was advancing to the bat. There was ease in Casey's manner as he stepped into his place. There was pride in Casey's bearing, and a smile lit Casey's face. And when responding to the cheers, he lightly doffed his hat. No stranger in the crowd could doubt 'twas Casey at the bat. 10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands with dirt. 5,000 tongues applauded when he wiped them on his shirt. Then while the writhing pitcher ground the ball into his hip, defiance flashed in Casey's eyes. A sneer curled Casey's lip. And now the leather-covered sphere came hurtling through the air, and Casey stood a-watching it in haughty grandeur there. Close by the sturdy batsman, the ball unheeded sped. That ain't my style, said Casey. Strike one, the umpire said. From the benches black with people, there went up a muffled roar, like the beating of the storm waves on a stern and distant shore. Kill him! Kill the umpire! Shouted someone on the stand, and it's likely they'd have killed him had not Casey raised his hand. With a smile of Christian charity, great Casey's visage shone. He stilled the rising tumult. He bade the game go on. He signaled to the pitcher, and once the dun sphere flew, but Casey still ignored it, and the umpire said strike two. Fraud, cried the maddened thousands, and echo answered fraud. But one scornful look from Casey, and the audience was awed. They saw his face grow stern, and cold they saw his muscles strain, and they knew that Casey wouldn't let that ball go by again. The sneer is gone from Casey's lip. His teeth are clenched in hate. He pounds with cruel violence his bat upon the plate. And now the pitcher holds the ball, and now he lets it go, and now the air is shattered by the force of Casey's blow. Oh, somewhere in the favored land, the sun is shining bright. The band is playing somewhere, and somewhere hearts are light, and somewhere men are laughing, and somewhere children shout. but there is no joy in Mudville. Mighty Casey has struck out.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt our program of dance music to bring you a special bulletin from the Intercontinental Radio News.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the ground.
Good evening. Hey, howdy, hi, and how the hell are you? We've got a big night of football in front of us, so let's go right to it. We will be keeping you up to date on the Central Florida game, in the Gasparilla Bowl, whatever the hell that is, and we'll keep you eyes on that. The Gators are a 7-point favorite against Central Florida, and Central Florida is 8-4 in the season. The Gators are 6-6, and we will keep those scores up to date with you as the game goes along. Kickoff here for Titans hosting the San Francisco 49ers. Well, 8:15 Eastern, and we will jump on, Tones Areola and I, at around 8 o'clock Eastern to introduce the game and get you rolling, as we got a lot to go on in the world of sports. First main thing is so many of the NFL players are getting hit with the COVID bug. Now, thankfully, no one's getting seriously sick, but they're still going through the protocols And if you're a fantasy football player, if you're a gambler, etc., if you're a fan of a team, your eyes have been on the bottom line of all major sports networks for the last several days to see who is and who isn't going to play. You've got so many different scenarios with so many different teams. We'll get into a few of them. But before we get into all of that, here's the injury report on the 49ers and the Titans. Let's start with the 49ers. We'll get a full update as far as who's officially in, who's officially out right at kickoff. But going into this, you had Eli Mitchell is definitely not going to play. That's the big one for the 49ers. They also have a couple of linebackers that are banged up. A safety, defensive tackle. Doesn't look like they are going to play, but we'll get a full confirmation before the game. Now, A.J. Brown and Julio Jones, it looks like they are both going to suit up for the Titans. That's the good news. The bad news, Taylor Lewan and Roger Saffold, it doesn't look like they will play. And so two major cogs in the offensive line appear to be out. It's going to be interesting to see how the Titans will be able to move the ball. They'll be able to run. You're going to have Deontay Foreman. He was a full participation in practice later in the week, so he should be ready to roll. Other guys that are out for the Titans, David Long, the linebacker, and then also you have Laryl Murchison, the defensive tackle. He is out. And just some confirmations for the 49ers as they're coming across my board here. We'll go ahead and call Greenlaw, the linebacker for San Francisco. He is out. Hufanga, the safety, he is out. And Maurice Hurst, the defensive tackle, he is out. This is the type of year, this is the time of year where you start getting these situations where guys are banged up. They don't have, look, it's only going to get worse before it gets better. We have now gone to a 17-game season, an 18-week season. We're starting week 16, the 15th game of the season. So everyone in the National Football League has 3 games left. They're going to play one more than they ever did. And you're going to get these kinds of injuries. I believe that the Players Association is going to have to step up and demand that there is a larger roster so you can kind of massage some of these injuries. I'm a little surprised they didn't. I know the money was there, but you're going to get these guys. Yeah, they might get a little big of a payday each year because of the extra game, but how long will their careers last? On the positive front, from the injury standpoint for the Tennessee Titans, they get A.J. Brown back tonight. They get Julio Jones back tonight. And there is optimism that Derrick Henry could be ready by the playoffs, maybe even by week 18. But that might be pushing it. I believe that if they're going to try to just nurse him to health, and there's not much of a chance that he suits up in week 18, but if he's feeling 100% and you want to kind of get the rust off of him, maybe he gets a handful of plays. So there you have that. Looking at the game tonight, looking at the lines tonight, going into tonight, the latest line that most books have are the 49ers a 3.5-point favorite. Little surprising to me that they are such a big favorite at Tennessee. Tennessee has lost 3 of their last 4, so you got to take that in mind. And look, the 49ers have been red hot, but they are playing on the road in the National Football League. 49ers have won 5 of their last 6 games. They've beaten the Rams. They've beaten the Jaguars, the Vikings, the Bengals, and the Falcons. So a couple of pretty good teams, and you've got a couple of teams there that are not so good. But all in all, you can't take away what the 49ers have done. 5 of 6 in the National Football League is always impressive. And the Tennessee Titans, they've lost 3 or 4. Now, of course, a lot of this comes from the injury from Derrick Henry. They're just not the same team. They beat the Colts and then went out and shocked everyone and beat the Rams, took care of the Saints. But since then, they've lost to the Texans at home. They've lost to the Patriots, where they were blown out of the building. They handled the Jaguars, but who hasn't handled the Jaguars? And then they lost last week to the Steelers. Now, the Steelers game, they had it in hand and just basically didn't have much of a they couldn't hold on to the ball was the big thing. And because of that, drive stalled. They could not keep the ball going. They're still number 1 in the AFC South. That is one thing that you have to be happy about if you're the Titans and you're a Titans fan. They're first in the AFC South. They've got a 1-game lead on the Colts, but it's actually a 2-game lead because they have the tiebreaker. So 2 games. Their magic number, by the way, going into tonight is 2. They need some kind of a combination where you're gonna have 2 wins or a loss and a win, or 2 losses by the Colts. However you shake it up, that's what you're looking at for the Titans. So that's what they look at going into this game. Now, as far as the 49ers are concerned, they are in the thick of the NFC wildcard race. And you look at that NFC wildcard race, they desperately need the win tonight to try to stay in front of right now, if the season were to end tonight, or will end tonight before kickoff, the 49ers would be the 6th seed. They would be playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the first round in Tampa. You would have the Vikings playing at the Cowboys and the Cardinals playing the Rams. But you've got the Vikings, the Eagles, and the Saints are all 7-7. So they're all a half game or a full game behind the 49ers, depending on what happens tonight. They'll either be 1.5 or they'll be a half game back. And that's why this is a big game for the 49ers. It's a big game if you're a Vikings fan, if you're an Eagles fan, if you're a Saints fan. There's still a pulse if you're a Washington and a Atlanta fan. Put a fork in it if it's Carolina or below. Those teams are done. But it's going to come down the stretch. You know who the top 5 teams are in the NFC. Packers have already won their division. The Cowboys are going to win the division. The Bucs are probably going to win their division. The Cardinals and Rams, whoever doesn't win the division is going to get the first wild card. And after that, you've got a total of 5 teams, possibly 7, but they'd have to get really hot and get a lot of help. But you've got 5 teams fighting for 2 spots. And that's what's at stake for the 49ers tonight. As far as the Titans go, when you look at their big picture, let's say that you can assume that they win the division. They're trying, outside looking in right now, they're trying to get the first round bye. If they can run the table and get a little bit of help, they could get a first round bye. They would have the tiebreaker on Kansas City. They would not have the tiebreaker on New England. So New England's 9-5, Kansas City's 10-4, Tennessee's 9-5, and then the rest of the AFC looks like this. You got the Bengals at 8-6, along with the Ravens who are 8-6. That entire division is a mess because right behind them, Steelers 7-6-1, and the Browns are 7-7. Contended all year long. I still believe only one team is going to get out of that division because they're going to beat each other up down the stretch. The Colts are in prime position to get into the playoffs. Even if they don't get the AFC South, they are in good position to get the 5th or 6th seed, depending. They've got a big game this weekend against Arizona. That is a huge game. Cannot be understated. And the Chargers are sitting at 8-6. The Bills are sitting at 8-6, along with the Ravens. So you've got 4 teams in the AFC fighting for those 3 wildcard slots that are all 8-6. You also have the Steelers who are just a half game behind. And with a pulse, the Raiders and the Dolphins, who were 1-7 at one point, they have rattled off 6 wins in a row. Unbelievable. We've seen this Dolphin team do it before. They get hot down the stretch. Why they get so hot down the stretch and they can't get out of their own way at the beginning of the season, it's a mystery. One of the keys, Miami has played a very, very weak schedule the last several weeks. So as much as people want to bang the drums, the Texans, the Ravens, they played on a Thursday night, and you can't take anything away from it, but they did play Baltimore on Thursday night at home. But outside of that, the Texans, the Jets, the Panthers, the Giants, the Jets, these are the wins that the Dolphins have gotten. But they've taken care of what they're supposed to do, and now here comes the tough stretch. They're going to play at the Saints on Monday night. And even though it looks like Taysom Hill and Simeon may not be playing, it could be an Ian Book game. It's in New Orleans, and that is never an easy place to win. Then they're at the Tennessee Titans, and then they're at home against the Patriots. The one caveat about the Patriots is if you are a Dolphins fan right now, you're actually a Patriots fan for the next 2 weeks. You want them to win out, seal up the division, and be playing their scrubs in week 18. Because they're going to be going to Miami. They're not going to be trying to get injured. Most likely not getting the bye. And if they're not going to get the bye, Belichick's going to rest some guys. So that's what you're looking at if you're a Dolphins fan right there. So a lot of stuff really happening and really moving here in the National Football League with only 3 games to play. Of course, anyone in fantasy football, there's a lot of decisions to make tonight. You got guys like Deebo Samuel, Jeff Wilson, Kittle on the San Francisco side. Obviously on the Tennessee side, because Julio Jones is back. A.J. Brown is back. Deontay Foreman. Of all the guys that they have, I'd say Deontay Foreman is the guy that you would want to put in. But even with all that being said, I believe that the only guys, unless you're up against it, because sometimes in some of these leagues you're up against it. I've ran into guys who are in leagues that they don't allow pickups. They do not allow pickups during the playoffs. So you never know what you're up against. But if you have better options, as far as the Titans are concerned, A.J. Brown's really the only guy that I'm starting tonight. If I'm in a pinch, Foreman could get you double digits. You just can't expect the moon and stars. As far as San Francisco, I would be willing to start Kittle. I would be willing to start Garoppolo. And if you're up against it, Jeff Wilson. Now, one thing you got to understand, though, Jeff Wilson got a lot of touches. Tennessee has given up the least amount of points to running backs in fantasy football all year long. So take that in consideration. People do feel like he's going to get a lot of touches tonight, and that may be. And maybe he turns out a decent game. But I would be a little leery. If I had a better option, I'm probably leaning towards that. We're not going to go through all the different scenarios, but that's essentially what you're looking at when you're looking at the National Football League and Week 16, because you've got a lot of games that are going to be playing this weekend. There's always that double-edged sword, too. You don't want to start a guy and he has a dud and it's hanging over you all weekend. You're like, I could have started this guy and this guy and this guy. At the same token, you hate benching a guy and you watch him blow up for 25 points. You're like, I could have had him. I could have done something. But I don't expect this game to be very high scoring. I normally go by what Vegas says. When it's all said and done, I go by what Vegas says. And when you look at the line right now, San Francisco -3.5, but the line, the points, it's only 45.5. So what you're expecting is something around a 24-21 game. They're projecting essentially the 49ers are going to win something like 24-20, 24-21, somewhere in that area. That's not a very high-scoring football game. And on a short week, you can sometimes get a little higher scoring because defenses are not able to scheme and whatnot. But when you have two conservative coaches, especially who love to funnel their offense through the running game, I would be concerned if I started too many guys. I don't know if I mentioned, but Deebo Samuel is definitely a start as well. I'm starting Deebo Samuel. I'm starting Garoppolo if I don't have any other quarterback options. If I've got a guy like that's injured or on COVID and I've got Garoppolo, I'm not scared because I think he could probably get a couple of touchdowns. He could probably get around 200 yards. That's not a terrible night for fantasy football. I think Deebo Samuel is going to get around 15 touches through the running game and through the passing game. Kittle is Kittle. But Wilson concerns me a little bit because he's very touchdown dependent, I believe. Deontay Foreman, he's very touchdown dependent. A.J. Brown, I think, will get the volume, but will there be rust there? You know, he hasn't played in several weeks, and so you worry about that. Julio Jones, I've got to be in a full-blown panic mode if I'm going to put Julio Jones in there because he has not lived up to the hype all year long. He does much better when A.J. Brown is in there, and the offense does much better when it's Brown and Julio. And then obviously you'd be doing better if you had Derrick Henry, but that's not going to be the case tonight. But you open things up a little bit there. But this game is probably going to be a hard-hitting game. If I was going to pick one way or the other, I would probably take the under. I think it's going to be a lower-scoring ball game. Either defense, I think, could get you decent points, but they're not the ideal situation, right? Like you'd much rather have Seattle sitting at home against the Bears, something like that, Eagles and the Giants. But it should be a fun night. You know, remember Saturday, Christmas night, you got the Colts and the Cardinals, and you've got the Browns and the Packers. And so that should be a lot of fun. And then, of course, Sunday, you got a full slate. Monday night's Dolphins Saints, by the way. So that's a big game. Both those teams 7-7. And by the time we get to that game, you're going to be able to peel back the onion and find out where these two teams sit in the playoff race. But you've got other games that are just knock-em-outs. Broncos, Raiders. The loser, bye-bye. Steelers, Chiefs. If the Steelers lose, they're in trouble. They're in big-time trouble. If the Steelers lose, the most they could finish with would be 9 wins. Another knock-em-out game if the Giants were to upset the Eagles. Bills, Patriots. If the Patriots win, the Bills are headed to the wild card. They're not going to grab the division, so that's a huge game. Rams, Vikings. The Vikings are at home against the Rams. If they lose, bye-bye. Another knock-em-out game. Possibly. You've got Ravens and Bengals. Remember, Bengals lit up the Ravens earlier this year. If they beat the Ravens again, it could be Katie bar the door for the Ravens, and we're not 100% that Lamar Jackson's going to be back. Now, I will say this. Huntley has played well in his place. But if you're a Ravens fan, you want your guy back. You want the dynamic Lamar Jackson. Chargers in a must-win. You go to play on the road against the Texans. You can't drop that one. Buccaneers, it feels like a must-win because if they lose another one, then their chances of getting a bye really go by the wayside. So the big game for the Bucs in Carolina. And then, of course, you're going to get the the Jaguars and Jets, that's a big game because the loser of that game kind of gets a stranglehold on most likely the number 1 seed if it's not the Lions. So Lions, Jets, and Jaguars are fighting for that number 1 seed, and Jaguar fans, Jets fans, you kind of want to lose that game, to be perfectly honest with you. Remember, it was about a year ago that the Jets won a game that no one in wearing green wanted to play with, and what ended up happening was we got the Jets ended up getting a W, and it cost them the first pick. And they ended up with Zach Wilson. The Jaguars ended up with Trevor Lawrence. It's anyone's guess who won that, because right now both of them have looked awful. Hand to God, if you ask me which quarterback I would like out of either one of them, I'd probably say C. Give me Justin Fields. Maybe even Trey Lance. We haven't seen enough of him, but that's a real concern. That's a real concern, and I feel like that if you're Jets and Jaguar fans, you're probably done with quarterbacks for this coming year. So instead, you're going to end up trying to make a move towards what Jacksonville needs to do is what they should have done last year, which is they unbelievably drafted a running back with the 25th overall pick, right? And that was a dopey move, because what they should have done was went for an offensive lineman, and Trevor Lawrence has been running for his life ever since. So that's what we got going on right now, and the game is getting ready to kick off. We're going to go ahead and step aside here for a second and get you ready for Titans versus 49ers. We will have the play-by-play here. We'll keep the stats up for all the knuckleheads that keep asking where the video is. You can't just share NFL video. There's all kinds of copyright laws, son. All right, let's go ahead and get this thing going.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the ground.
If for any reason you must leave your radio, please have the man at the door stamp your ear so you can listen again later.
Saturday mornings, 8:30 Eastern. Dixie Football Nation is back and better than ever. We've got Tony Agolini, Matt Carr, Tones Ariola, Bobby and Angelo, along with Mac McGee this fall. Dixie Football Nation heads to the gridiron, talking ACC, SEC, the Big Ten, and all the big games throughout the college football land. That's Dixie Football Nation, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, Saturday mornings on the Armchair Quarterback Show's YouTube channel, going live, or catch the instant replay.
Screen pass to Trayshawn DeAndre on the right side. He dodges Crushman, makes his way to the end zone. Touchdown! But wait a second. I think there's a flag on the play.
All right, you guys got holding on number 97, right?
Yeah, definitely holding. No touchdown.
All right, make the call.
Yeah, I mean, it was holding.
All right, so make the call.
Or, we say the flag was for an excessive celebration so they can keep the touchdown and apply the penalty to the kickoff, huh? What do you say?
What are you talking about? I didn't see excessive celebration.
You sure? I could have sworn I saw a little nay-nay going on.
What's going on with you, man?
All right, look, guys, I got to be real with you. Trayshawn DeAndre just scored that touchdown. Okay, I have him on my fantasy team this week. I need these points.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding you, Bill. I'm playing against my father-in-law this week, and if he doesn't score this touchdown, I lose.
Well, I'm not going to let you make a bad call because you're in some fantasy football league.
Make the call.
Craig, no. If you make one bad call...
This works out perfectly, Bill. I started the quarterback who threw the touchdown pass. We're going to have to ignore the holding call.
I have the kicker, and I was kind of hoping that he wouldn't convert on third down, so he'd have to kick the field goal.
Armchair.
Get your Sunday football morning started off right with the handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Your Sunday morning kickoff show where we tackle your NFL lines out in the desert, a 61.2% win rate over the last 6 years. Against the spread, over, under, money line, you name it. And we dive into the world of fantasy football year-long and your DFS payouts. Your only true Southern football kickoff show that talks the spreads in Vegas, your DFS and fantasy, in your year-long quest to win that fantasy football championship. Only on the Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube channel. It's the handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Sundays, all NFL season long.
Come at the king, you best not miss.
Get your Sunday football morning started off right with the handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Your Sunday morning kickoff show where we tackle your NFL lines out in the desert, a 61.2% win rate over the last 6 years. Against the spread, over, under, money line, you name it. And we dive into the world of fantasy football year-long and your DFS payouts. Your only true Southern football kickoff show that talks the spreads in Vegas, your DFS and fantasy, in your year-long quest to win that fantasy football championship. Only on the Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube channel. It's the handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Sundays, all NFL season long.
I might audible. How audible? I'll use Omaha! Red Polly! Blue poncho! Do it! Rambo! Give me Kershaw here, Kershaw!
You're listening to the Armchair Quarterbacks.
Chop, Japan! Richmond, New York! Richmond, Florida! Cali, Buffalo! Check! Hey, Short Ox! Luda Raiders! Omaha! How about?
And then a lot of states ended up having gay marriage and common law marriage, which I think is very confusing because what happens if you just end up with like two loser dudes sharing the same crappy apartment for a couple years? It's been known to happen. Both working part-time at the pizza place, hanging out every weekend. A few years goes by, boom, they're married. See them at a party, they're newlyweds. I didn't know Tony and Jim were gay. They're married now? When did they fall in love? They didn't. They just never got full-time jobs.
Take me out to the ball game.
Get caught up with the big stories from around the world in sports in just a few minutes. It's Take Me Out to the Ball Game today, weekdays. Armchair Quarterbacks on YouTube. Baseball, football, basketball, whatever's trending in the world of sports, it's on Take Me Out to the Ball Game today in just a few minutes. It drops weekdays. Take Me Out to the Ball Game today on the Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube channel.
Take me out to the ball game.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by The Best Things in Life, which are still free with minimum purchase at participating dealers.
Saturday mornings, 8:30 Eastern. Dixie Football Nation is back and better than ever. We've got Tony Agolini, Matt Carr, Tones Ariola, Bobby and Angelo, along with Mac McGee this fall. Dixie Football Nation heads to the gridiron, talking ACC, SEC, the Big Ten, and all the big games throughout the college football land. That's Dixie Football Nation, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, Saturday mornings on the Armchair Quarterback Show's YouTube channel, going live. Or catch the instant replay.
This is the part in the Lifetime movie version where I get up to pee.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by Ed's Almost Good Beer. Remember, Ed's Almost Good Beer was brewed in God's country when God wasn't looking.
What's going on here, guys?
All right, Coach, so basically it was a holding call. But these dudes started me in their fantasy league, which is cool because this dude started our quarterback, but he started our kicker and I started their defense. So It's kind of a pickle.
Compromising the integrity of this game with your fantasy football leagues? Listen to me. If there was holding, you make that holding call. I don't care if it was on our team or not. I care about this game too much to let you.
Coach, you started their defense too, didn't you?
Yeah, you definitely started their defense.
Damn right I did.
Armchair.
People might walk up to you occasionally and they might want to just take a picture with you and say, congratulations, great work. With me, they want to debate. My life is harder.
Well, Stephen, here's what I want you to realize. A, you're lying. Nobody comes up to you. Okay? Stephen A. Smith does not have one fan. Not one. There's never been a request for a picture. There's never been a request for a debate. You are you're snap finger famous. That's the guy, what's the guy that's
Get your Sunday football morning started off right with the Handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Your Sunday morning kickoff show where we tackle your NFL lines out in the desert, a 61.2% win rate over the last 6 years. Against the spread, over, under, money line, you name it. And we dive into the world of fantasy football year-long and your DFS payouts. The only true Southern football kickoff show that talks the spreads in Vegas, your DFS and fantasy, in your year-long quest to win that fantasy football championship. Only on the Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube channel. It's the Handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Sundays, all NFL season long. The Armchair Quarterbacks on YouTube Live. SEC, ACC, and Big Ten coverage like no other. Subscribe and like us today. Your first choice for sports talk live from the First Coast. Get caught up with the big stories from around the world in sports in just a few minutes. It's Take Me Out to the Ball Game today, weekdays. Armchair Quarterbacks on YouTube. Baseball, football, basketball, whatever's trending in the world of sports, it's on Take Me Out to the Ball Game today in just a few minutes. It drops weekdays. Take Me Out to the Ball Game today on the Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube channel. Take me out to the ball game.
Oh, what fresh hell is this?
Mr. Money, will you please escort Mr. Washington off the court? Take him down the block. And if this dreadlock bumper ass even blinks wrong, you lullaby his ass.
You just robbed a house. You have all this great stuff that now belongs to you, but you got this annoying pang of guilt nagging at you. Well, worry no more, because your friends at Cell Block Greeting Cards have the answer for you. Introducing our new line of petty crime thank you cards. Before you smash and grab one of our cards and leave it behind on your next heist. Choose from any of these fine heartfelt cards like,
thank you for the plasma TV.
Or,
thanks for the PlayStation, alcohol, and penny jar.
And,
don't use your toothbrush.
For limited time, introducing,
I'm still in the house.
And many more sentimental petty crime thank you cards. Available at any back alley, shadowy parking lot, or
Armchair.
Saturday mornings, 8:30 Eastern. Dixie Football Nation is back and better than ever. We've got Tony Agolini, Matt Carr, Tones Ariola, Bobby and Angelo, along with Mac McGee this fall. Dixie Football Nation heads to the gridiron, talking ACC, SEC, the Big Ten, and all the big games throughout the college football land. That's Dixie Football Nation, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, Saturday mornings on the Armchair Quarterback Show's YouTube channel, going live. Or catch the instant replay.
What do we do? This just got way too complicated.
I've got it. Here's what's going down. Corey, you talk to your team. You guys are going to decline that holding call.
Done.
Yo, wait, but then...
Hold on. Hey, Sean, once we break this huddle, you're going to get out there and do some crazy celebration. I'm talking some humpies. Whatever you got to do, you do it. Okay, I got you. I'm going to call unsportsmanlike conduct on the celebration, giving the whites better field position after the kickoff. Coach, I need you to talk to your team about letting them run that kickoff back.
Why would I do that?
Think about it. Defense, special team, it's all one. You let them run that kickback, both your defenses get 6 points.
Nice.
Okay, everyone good here?
Yeah.
Nope. Once again, my kicker is getting no love. Oh, shut up, Bill. Your team is in first place. Plus, you're about to get extra point for the PAT.
Yeah, don't be greedy, Bill.
Stop being greedy, Bill.
Bill.
Fine.
Bill. Yeah, Bill.
I said fine.
Bill.
Bill.
Yeah, Bill.
You, Bill.
All right, let's do this. Get out there.
Wait a minute. Trayshawn comes in with a very delayed celebration here. Oh, wow. I'm pretty sure that's going to be yeah, there it is. Another
Armchair.
Get caught up with the big stories from around the world in sports in just a few minutes. It's Take Me Out to the Ball Game today, weekdays. Armchair Quarterbacks on YouTube. Baseball, football, basketball, whatever's trending in the world of sports, it's on Take Me Out to the Ball Game today in just a few minutes. It drops weekdays. Take Me Out to the Ball Game today on the Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube channel.
Take me out to the ball game.
Let me sum it up. Twitter's stupid.
You're listening live, and the scene is Nissan Stadium on One Titans Way in Nashville, Tennessee, where the 9-5 Tennessee Titans are set to clash with the red-hot 8-6 San Francisco 49ers. The Titans sit atop the AFC South, and their magic number to clinch the division yet again is just 2. The 49ers currently sit in the 6th seed in the NFC and must win to stay ahead of the Vikings, the Eagles, the Saints, who trail San Fran by just 1 game. So crack yourself open a cold one and grab an armchair. It's Titans versus the 49ers live right here on Armchair Quarterback YouTube. Good evening, boys and girls, and please welcome in my partner in crime, Mr. Tones Ariola. Tones, how the hell are you this evening?
I'm good, Mac. We got a good one on tap tonight. It should be a good game, a fun game, a battle of 2 teams that are playoff hopeful. So we'll see how this one goes. And, yeah, we'll see. The NFC's had the upper hand over the AFC to this point this year, but this is a chance for the AFC to get a little vengeance there. And we are missing some key guys tonight on both teams, but we'll see if they overcome the injury and COVID bugs that seem to be going around.
Tones, I know you had some technical issues, so we're glad to have you on here. Looking at the injury report, the big thing for the Titans is Roger Saffold and Taylor Lewan, starting guard and tackle for the Tennessee Titans, and their backup tackle are all going to be missing today. But tonight, A.J. Brown comes back for the first time in nearly a month, and Julio Jones is back in action.
Yeah, and these are 2 big additions for the Titans offense here. Excuse me, as I'm still warming up the vocals here. But 2 big additions for the Titans offense. Julio Jones, when they traded for him this offseason, they really thought he was going to be the one to push the envelope over the top here. But he really hasn't played much this year for the Titans. When he has played, they have said that he is a joy to have on the field. His production hasn't showed it quite. So we'll see if they could get him going for the playoff stretch. And then A.J. Brown, we know what this guy could do. It's just a matter if he could stay on the field or not, but he's been dynamic in his time in Tennessee so far.
So the line right now out in the desert is San Francisco -3.5. The over-under sits around 45, depending on what book you get it at. What's the sense in the game tonight? Do you believe it's going to be high scoring, low scoring? What say you?
I think it's going to be a pretty decent scoring affair. I think it won't be too high score and not too low score, and I think it's going to be like a 24-21 type ball game, 24-21.
I believe that the key to the Titans getting this game going, to getting everything going, is they're going to have to get something established on the ground, most likely with Deontay Foreman. They will, of course, be moving in McNichols and Hilliard, but those are more check down options. Hilliard, the most explosive of the three, but Foreman, the workhorse, setting up the play action, setting up A.J. Brown. I expect A.J. Brown to have a big night tonight, and not so much as worried about will A.J. Brown stay healthy, but Julio Jones seems to get nicked up every single game, something where he's got to come out of the game, et cetera, et cetera. He's got to step up because the Titans have lost 3 of their last 4 games. They still lead the Colts in the AFC South, but this is a big, big game.
Yeah, and I think Julio Jones could have a big one in this one too. He's probably the guy to look out for in this Tennessee offense in this in particular game, because A.J. Brown was activated today. He'll be out there, but he might be more of a decoy, whereas Julio's been in rhythm for a week and a half, 2 weeks now running with the team. So I look out for him maybe to attack a little bit more on the Tennessee side of things.
All right, we're getting ready for kickoff, and we'll be set up here in just a second as the Titans are wearing the dark blue head to toe. San Francisco's wearing white. So it's blue versus white, and we get set for the kickoff here in Tennessee. And looks like a chilly night tonight as everyone is wrapped up. So doesn't look like there's much wind, so that should not be much of a factor. So good football weather as we get set for the kickoff. And the kickoff is on the way, and it is out and will be held up, will not be returning. It'll be 1st and 10 on the 25. San Francisco going left to right on your dashboard, and they sit in the shotgun set. And here's the snap. Garoppolo drops back. He's getting pressured. He's able to dump it off. The ball is caught. Helmet comes flying off for Brandon Ayuk. Cunningham on the tackle. Gain of 4, and it is 2nd and 6 as Tennessee sets up in their 4-3 defense. And here's play action pass by Garoppolo. He is going to get wide open on the right-hand side, and that looks like to be Mr. Deebo Samuel. Deebo Samuel catches 10 yards and a San Francisco 1st down. $13:58 left here on the clock, and San Francisco driving at their own 39-yard line, 1st and 10, and I formation. Here's the handoff up the middle, and it is taken by Jeff Wilson Jr. Jr. gets 4 yards, and it'll be 2nd and 6 for San Francisco. San Francisco has the ball on 2nd and 6. And Tones, I believe you're there, right? Here's the pitch and the handoff down the left sideline, and that is Deebo Samuel with the carry on the I formation stretch play, and it'll be run out about midfield, 1st and 10 for San Francisco. First and 10, nothing is your score if you're just joining us, and make that 2nd and 6. And here's 1st and 10, snap at midfield, passes off to the right-hand side. It's Kittle. Kittle catches it, and he is going to stretch for about a 7-yard gain. They're going to give him just 5, and it'll be 2nd and 5.
And that's vintage Kittle right there.
We're having a little bit of technical issues, but I think we're getting caught up to speed here as we have 12:07 left here in the first, and 2nd and 5. San Francisco on the Tennessee 44-yard line, play action pass, and it's another dump off pass down to, looks like that is Ayuk, and Ayuk is going down for a 17-yard game into Titan territory.
And yeah, they need to get him more involved here later in the playoff run if they want to be a big factor in offense. Good job getting him going.
They're really using the play action pass to their advantage, aren't they?
Yeah, not often this year, and they need to start doing that. And they have the backs capable of running the ball, and they've ran the ball well. So if they start play actioning, that could be really effective.
11:30 on the clock here in the first quarter. San Francisco driving on the Tennessee 27-yard line, 1st and 10. Under center is Garoppolo. He hands it off to the left-hand side to Jeff Wilson Jr. He'll take it for about a 3-yard gain, and it's 2nd down.
Yeah, and this is where they miss Eli Mitchell, the rookie back. He's the one who's a bruiser here.
2nd and 7, San Francisco. And 0-0 is your score. A little over 10 minutes left here in the first quarter. San Francisco on the opening drive, taking the ball and just marching down the field. 2nd and 7, shotgun formation, snap, and the pass is over the middle, and that is dumped off to Deebo Samuel, and there's a fumble, and Tennessee is on it. Is it a fumble, or are they calling it down? It looks like
I think he might be down.
We'll see the replay here, and yes, it does look like his knee is down. Samuel going all the way down 23 yards, and almost a huge break for the Titans, but the knee does appear to be down, and they are calling it down. So much to do about nothing there as San Francisco is about to punch it in. 1st and goal, and it's hand up the middle, and looks like that is handoff, and it is Jeff Wilson Jr. diving into the end zone for a touchdown. San Francisco 6-0.
And that's how they score best, running the football. Good job there by the offensive line, getting down and getting the push. Good job by Jeff Wilson.
San Francisco takes the opening kickoff, marches down the field, and is quickly 6-0. Tennessee defense was on the heels the entire time. That fumble could have been huge, but it did appear that he was down. So 6-0 is your score, and here is the extra point attempt by Gould, and it is up, and it is good. 7-0 San Francisco. They'll be kicking off to Tennessee. Tennessee getting their first shot with the ball, and we're going to take a really quick break. When we come back, the Titans will try to answer the 49ers, who took the opening kickoff down the field. We'll be right back here on Thursday Night Football in a flash.
He only has 3 rings.
Saturday mornings, 8:30 Eastern. Dixie Football Nation is back and better than ever. We've got Tony Agolini, Matt Carr, Tones Ariola, Bobby and Angelo, along with Mac McGee this fall. Dixie Football Nation heads to the gridiron, talking ACC, SEC, the Big Ten, and all the big games throughout the college football land. That's Dixie Football Nation, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, Saturday mornings on the Armchair Quarterback Show's YouTube channel, going live, or catch the instant replay.
I'm not playing your stupid game!
My hotel's nice, and I was in the elevator. There's a sign in the elevator that said maximum capacity 12 persons.
12 persons. Somebody needs to tell the folks down at the elevator company that the plural of the word person is people. It's not persons. The hotel pool had a similar sign. It said maximum capacity 180 people. Do we really need legislation for that sort of thing? Doesn't it kind of govern itself? Don't most of us just hang back and go, I don't want to get with that many people. It's not going to be refreshing, knocking up against other people's arms and skin. Move, I have a legal right to be here. Banging elbows, move. I did a head count. Like in the bathroom stall, we'll put a sign that says maximum capacity one person. I just see the shoes and I keep on moving.
I'm Eddie Warren. I'm up late, always. After hours, hanging out with you on CBS Sports Radio. Check it out, 2 a.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. Pacific.
We are back here live. The Tennessee Titans trail San Francisco 7-0, and San Francisco takes the opening drive and marches down the field with relative ease. And they 9 plays, 75 yards, took 5:03 off the clock, and it's finished off by the Jeff Wilson Jr. 1-yard touchdown run. Getting set for the kickoff, and here's the delivery, and it is deep, and it will be returned by Rodgers. Rodgers up the right-hand sideline. He's booking all up the way out at the 40-yard line of Tennessee. So the Titans will take over 1st and 10 on their own 40. Good field position.
And what a good return there. Sets them up with good positive momentum on the first drive that they have the hands on the ball.
Ryan Tannehill is 14-14 this year, 14 touchdowns and 14 interceptions. Not ideal, but he's been hamstrung a little bit, not having quite the running game they normally had. Turnovers a big issue last week against the Steelers. Without all those turnovers, they most likely win that game with relative ease. It's 1st and 10 here at the 39-yard line, play action pass, and it's going to be a screen pass, and he's going to get swallowed up behind the line. And what a play by Bosa. Bosa drops Hilliard for an 8-yard loss. They smelled that play coming.
Yeah, that's a big loss there. Not ideal, but a lot of drive left.
San Francisco saw something in that play and recognized it instantly. And quickly, it's 2nd and 18. Saffold, Lewan, and Kendall Lamb, 3 offensive linemen all out for the Tennessee Titans. Here's the handoff up the middle, and it is ran for about a 7-yard gain for Hilliard, so it'll be a more manageable 3rd and 11, but you're still behind the sticks.
Hilliard's been serviceable for them too. He's been a good diamond in the rough. Good job there by him making it manageable.
3rd and 11, 8:46 left here in the game. In the first quarter, excuse me. Titans trying to answer that 7 points that San Francisco put up on their opening drive. 9 plays, 5 minutes and 3 seconds. If you're just joining a shotgun formation, 4 wide receivers set. Here's the snap. Tannehill drops back. He's got time. He fires it over the middle, and it is caught. Are they going to give him the catch? It looks like yes, sir, indeed. Westbrook Ekine for a 14-yard gain and a first down.
Yeah, and good job there by Tennessee. They need an answer here. That's one way to do it as they look to march for the score to tie it up.
They'll have a 1st and 10 on the San Francisco 48. You got to figure, if nothing else, you want to try to, if nothing else, you flip the field at this point, but you like to at least get 3 to answer back. I formation for the Titans, 4 men in the backfield, and here's the play action pass. Tannehill looking. He is going to get dropped, sacked by number 56, Yeekum, as he took him down, and it's once again 2nd and long.
Yeah, and that's not a good sign. Tennessee's out some key offensive linemen, Luan and Saffold, and that shows right there.
Tannehill had time to throw there. He danced around a little bit, needed to just get rid of it. He's going to have to understand that with three of his linemen out. If it's there, it's there. If it's not, you got to chuck it. Here's shotgun formation on second and very long. It's a swing pass and over to Rodgers for just a 3-yard gain. So it's going to be 3rd and 15.
And this is a long spot for them, and they need this one here. We'll see. They're not going to risk anything with the turnover, though, so look for a check down.
You can get some, if you can get close enough, you're almost in that no man's territory where if you can get about a 10-yard gain, you'll probably go for it, wouldn't you think? Shotgun formation, single back, Rodgers in motion, and he checks backwards. Here's the snap, and they're going to run a draw play. Terrible call and terrible move by the Titans as he gets dropped for a 1-yard loss. McNichols gets absolutely stymied, and it'll be 4th and 16.
Ex-Buccaneer Jeremy McNichols looked for room there. There was nothing. I think the play call was decent, but San Fran just seemed ready for anything.
It's going to be tough sledding trying to run without 3 of your best linemen missing from the game. I don't know. I don't like it. 4th and 15 from the Titans 46-yard line. So they'll set up to punt, and the punt is away. A booming high kick deep inside San Fran territory. They're going to let it bounce inside the 10, and it rolls into the end zone for a touchback. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, San Francisco's got the ball up by 7.
To protect his family from disaster, Steve used his camera phone.
Done.
By taking pictures of his important documents, Steve can always have them stored online. Learn more simple disaster prep tips at ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
Knicks again with 36 seconds left. Ball at the left hash mark. 2 wide outs to the right, 1 to the left. Florida's got the big rush on Knicks. He puts 1 in the end zone. It is call it, touchdown Auburn! Sanders caught it! Touchdown Auburn! Touchdown Auburn! Frank Sanders from Knicks. Auburn's ahead. Auburn's ahead. Touchdown of 8 yards. Knicks to Sanders. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Auburn has done it again. Ball game is over. I have seen it, but I do not believe it. Yes, the streak is alive. Auburn 36, Gators 33. Number 1 has fallen by the wayside.
That's not what he said, you ignorant wretch. Spanish is worse than your English.
Saturday mornings, 8:30 Eastern. Dixie Football Nation is back and better than ever. We got Tony Agolini, Matt Carr, Tones Ariola, Bobby and Angelo, along with Mac McGee this fall. Dixie Football Nation heads to the gridiron, talking ACC, SEC, the Big Ten, and all the big games throughout the college football land. That's Dixie Football Nation, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, Saturday mornings on the Armchair Quarterback Show's YouTube channel, going live, or catch the instant replay. Welcome back here to Nissan Stadium as the Tennessee Titans trail San Francisco 7-0. Still 5 minutes left to play in the first quarter. Titans were not able to answer San Francisco. They did move the ball and flip the field, but San Francisco will get the ball after the touchback punt at the 20-yard line, and San Francisco looks to build on the lead. .541 left here in the first quarter. Single back formation for the 49ers as the Titans are playing up. And here's the handoff to Wilson. He is down the right sideline for a 9-yard gain, and it'll be 2nd 1 as he gets pushed out of bounds.
And Jeff Wilson Jr. is running decent tonight. We'll see if he could keep it up without star rookie running back Eli Mitchell. They look for him to step in, and he's done a decent job the past couple of weeks.
He has. So it'll be 2nd 1, setting up possibly another play action as San Francisco has used that very well in the first drive. Tennessee on their heels a little bit, trailing 7-0, and 5:09 left here in the first quarter. As here's single back formation, handoff is up the middle, and it is handed off once again to Wilson for a 2-yard gain.
You're going to see consistency on the ground game, whether they break the long runs or not. They're going to keep it on the ground.
You also expect to see Deebo Samuel get some carries as well, with Eli Mitchell being out. And
not good for my fantasy team with Mitchell out, that's for sure.
George Kittle makes his home in Nashville during the offseason. Here's the I formation and drops back to pass on a play action. Pass is dumped off to the left-hand side, and it is caught by Jeff Wilson Jr. He is corralled for a 3-yard gain, so it'll be 2nd and 7.
Yeah, and a lot of underneath action here early on. Look for San Fran to keep up with the underneath game. They're going to keep checking it down and try and keep the ball moving.
Already on the game, you've got I formation. Here's the snap, and it's a play action, and it's a dump off down the left sideline, and it is caught and ran down all the way down inside Tennessee territory. Big number 44, the fullback, gets loose, but there is a flag on the play.
And it looked like they might have grabbed his face mask there. Not intentional, obviously. We'll see if they get him for that.
And it looks like it will be a personal foul face mask. And Tennessee is backed up against the wall. The ball is going to be placed all the way down to the Tennessee 25-yard line. Big catch and run by the fullback, number 4. As he has a 26-yard gain plus the 15-yard penalty. It's a 41-yard play.
And he's one of the best fullbacks in the game. Look for him. Look for them to
Looking
go
at
to
the
him.
replay. He did not get his face mask.
Did they call horse collar? Did they miss the call there?
That was a terrible call by the refs. First down, handoff is up the middle, and he is dropped for no gain as Jeff Wilson Jr. is getting the ball once again. Yeah, that it doesn't matter if it was horse collar or face mask. He grabbed his shoulder pad. It was a terrible call.
Yeah, just a bad call, and you've seen that all year with these refs. Just terrible call after terrible call. You hope the NFL will fix it. We haven't seen it yet. We'll see.
So here we go. It is 2nd and 10 from the Tennessee 25-yard line, and shotgun formation. Garoppolo drops back to pass. He fires it over the middle to Kittle. Kittle's got it down to the 10-yard line. 1st and 10, San Francisco, and they're knocking on the door once again.
And Kittle might be my favorite tight end of the game, besides Gronk, obviously, for other reasons. But I love watching Kittle play. He's electric tonight.
Nice pass by Garoppolo, who's off to a very nice start himself. And 49ers have a 7-0 lead inside the Tennessee 10-yard line. 1st and goal, and it is a pitch out to the right-hand side, and it is going to be run off to the right-hand side out of bounds. There goes Deebo. Deebo Samuel gets they're going to say it's a 1-yard game. I thought he got a little more than that, but we'll see where the spot actually sits.
And they're nearing the goal line here. We'll see if they look for Kittle as they approach a goal line. It's interesting to see. They keep creeping close, but they need the kill shot.
We will keep you up to date on all the other action as the game moves along here. There is other stuff going on in the world of sports, so we will get you up to date on that here in a second. But it's 2nd and goal from the 8-yard line, 146 left here in the first quarter, and shotgun formation. Garoppolo drops back to pass. He's got all day, and it is intercepted. It is intercepted by the Tennessee Titans. What an incredible interception by Jenkins as he jumped the route. And the Tennessee Titans needing a big turnover in a big way. Boom! The game has changed.
Big time players make big time plays, McGee, and we've seen one right there. Wow.
That was a jump route if I ever seen one. Kind of reminds you of the Butler jumped route in the Super Bowl. A little farther away, but same theory where it almost looked like he baited him. Nice play by Jenkins. They're going to take a quick commercial break. We are too. When we come back, Tennessee Titans 1st and 10 on their own 20.
The Almighty says this must be a fashionable fight. It's drawn the finest people.
Get your Sunday football morning started off right with the handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Your Sunday morning kickoff show where we tackle your NFL lines out in the desert, a 61.2% win rate over the last 6 years. Against the spread, over, under, money line, you name it. And we dive into the world of fantasy football year-long and your DFS payouts. The only true Southern football kickoff show that talks the spreads in Vegas, your DFS and fantasy in your year-long quest to win that fantasy football championship. Only on the Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube channel. It's the handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Sundays, all NFL season long.
Tom has been a teacher for over 40 years. One day, I think one of the students had asked the question and he didn't remember the answer. And I also noticed that he was letting his class out earlier than they were supposed to let out. I was really starting to worry.
Levi and I talked about how it would change our lives, but he was there beside me.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. Visit alz.org/ourstories to learn more. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Let's keep the Dodgers in Brooklyn. Our house is not a home without some love.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
Hey there, hi there. Holy hell, we got ourselves a ball game. It's 7-0 San Francisco. Titans just got a big interception, got the ball in their own 20, 1:31 left here in the first quarter. Titans in the dark blue head to toe versus San Fran in white head to toe. And the handoff on 1st and 10 is up the middle with Foreman, and he gets dropped for about a 1-yard loss.
And Hilliard's been running better tonight. We'll see if they go back to him more.
I don't think anyone's going to run very well with this offensive line, to be perfectly honest with you. They're going to have to win this thing through the air, and they're going to have to do it quickly through the air because with the injuries to Lewan and Saffold, and then of course you've got the backup tackle injured. Derrick Henry's not there. Shotgun formation, 5 wide receiver set, and the dump off is to Julio Jones, and Julio's down in the schoolyard. He gets himself about a 5-yard gain. It'll be 3rd and about 3. Make it a 7-yard gain.
And we'll see if they keep going after Julio here. Like we talked about pregame, that's been one of their key additions this offseason. They need to start utilizing him more.
Julio, disappointing season, just 26 catches, 376 yards on the year. Guy that they brought in expected to spell a number 2. But he and A.J. Brown have just not been able to stay healthy. And then, of course, the injury with Derrick Henry made it even worse. We got trips right, correct. Shotgun formation. A.J. Brown goes in motion. Here's the handoff, and it's a pitch over to A.J. Brown, trying to get him loose, and he gets crowded and dropped for about a 3-yard loss. It'll be 4th and 6.
Moving the wrong way here, and that'll do it for the first quarter. The Titans need to start getting some momentum going through the air.
Little trickeration, and neither one of their trick plays have worked yet. First play of the game was a screen pass that got corralled, and that was a really bad version of a shovel pass that got absolutely smoked and dropped. We'll be back in a flash here. Tennessee trails 7-0. 4th down, they'll be punting.
I should have gone to law school or high school.
The Armchair Quarterbacks on YouTube Live. We cover Braves baseball, Red Sox, Yankees, Rays, Cubs and Cardinals, and the rest of Major League Baseball every day. Subscribe and like us today. Your first choice for sports talk live from the First Coast. Stay locked in on Armchair Quarterbacks Radio. Always just moments away from the big play.
Here's Cunningham. Dodges left and puts it way downfield for Fred Barnett, who has the catch. And the race is on. There are no flags. A 95-yard touchdown.
The ball just over the goal line of the Cowboys. Dorsett, single setback. Big opening for Tony Dorsett. Look out, he's got great speed. 99 yards and a half. Dorsett down the sideline. Stays in bounds. Can you believe that? 99.5-yard run, I think, is the longest run in the history of the league. Here's Cunningham back to throw it and going deep, and he's got Morris. And here's the flag on the play, and Morris is on the pass, and it's in the end zone anyway. Touchdown. Just throw it as far as you can. Randy Moss is amazing. Randall Cunningham is amazing.
It all starts with just one thing. When recycling, rinse out jars and cans, and avoid recycling waxed paper or paper soiled with food. This will reduce recycling contamination. Find tips and more at onethingus.com. What's your one thing?
Welcome back here to Nissan Stadium in Nashville, Tennessee. The Tennessee Titans trail the 49ers 7-0 as we head to the second quarter. The Titans are set to punt. It is now, I don't know. Oh, well, do you know what today is, Mr. Tones? Are you there? I guess I'm by myself. I've been broadcasting with a mute all day. Anyways, it is Festivus. Here we go. Second quarter, beginning of the second quarter, and the punt is away, and the ball drops down to the 37-yard line of San Francisco, and it'll be first down. San Fran with the 7-0 lead. San Francisco started off the season 3-5 and have rattled off 5 wins in the last 6 games, and mainly have done it off of Deebo Samuel, Kittle. Of course, Brandon Ayuk has stepped up in the absence, and Tennessee Titans in the first quarter, just 12 total yards. San Francisco with 132.
Yeah, and San Fran's offense is.
Oh, you're alive. Okay.
I'm alive. I'm just, having some technical troubles, but I'm here, my friend.
Well, happy Festivus to you, sir. It is Festivus. For people who do not realize that today is Happy Festivus. So there you go.
Festivus for the rest of us, right?
It's also National Re-Gifting Day, which is kind of funny.
All right, I'm going to save all my gifts.
1st and 10 shotgun formation for San Francisco, and they're going to drop a screen down the left-hand sideline, and it is going to go for a bunch, about an 11-yard gain for San Francisco. Nice catch and run. I believe that was Jeff Wilson Jr. again. Wow, is he having a game?
Yeah, he's having a game all right, and that's a luxury of San Fran. They have depth at running back and a really good offensive line, so no matter who's back there, they keep chugging.
I'm regretting not starting him. I've read too much about how Tennessee has given up the least amount of points to running backs in fantasy football. Here's the handoff, high formation up the gut, and it'll be about a 7-yard gain for Wilson, and it'll be 2nd and 3. Wilson is having himself a heck of a first quarter plus.
Looking like a workhorse early.
Yes, indeed. Now it looks like that Brandon Ayuk and Deebo were in, so you expect at some point Samuel is going to get some more carries as well. They've already tried to mix them in a little bit. Here is the handoff, and the handoff will go up the gut. And is that Wilson again? It looks like it is, and it'll be a 5-yard game and a San Francisco first down.
His number's getting called. His number's getting called often.
Ball's on the Tennessee 40-yard line. Tennessee is yet to be able to really stop San Francisco. Without that interception, we would be talking about blowout city right here. So Tennessee trailing 7-0. Missing 3 of their better offensive linemen. Tough way to go, and their offenses look just terrible here in the first half. Garoppolo drops back to pass. He hits wide open down the sideline, and Garoppolo blows it. He had his fullback wide open and overthrows him by about 6 yards.
And that's what we get with Jimmy G. Inconsistencies. We've seen a bad one.
Very fortuitous for the Tennessee Titans. No one covering him. It was in a zone formation. He just slipped down the back sideline. Plays like that make offensive coordinators chew on a lot of antacids over in the booth. Shotgun formation, 2nd and 10 at the 40-yard line of Tennessee. San Francisco's got the ball. Jimmy G drops back. He dumps it off down underneath, and the pass is caught by Hasty for a 6-yard gain. It's 3rd and 4.
Hasty's a little feisty backup too. Watch for him to make some noise when 22 Wilson checks out of the game. 23 Hasty's ready to roll.
We'll say this, Tennessee is laying the lumber when they do get the tackles on them. They're just giving up big gaps of yards. 3rd and 4.
Hard-hitting bunch.
Big play for the Tennessee defense. They would love to get the 49ers off the field. Shotgun formation. 2 wide receivers and Kittle. Handoff is up the middle, and he is going to be stymied and stopped, but he does get a 3-yard gain. So it's going to be 4th and 1. And don't you think San Fran probably goes for it here?
Yeah, you would have to think they do. A little long for their kicker, and it's a good position to go for it.
So here we go, 4th and 1. Of course, Gould, one of the best in the business, but Tennessee has not shown the ability to stop San Fran on the ground, so why not go for it? Tennessee's offense has been absolutely non-existent in the first half. And here we go. Tight formation, and it is going to be a play action by Garoppolo. He's going to roll out. He dives. He throws it over the right-hand sideline, and it is caught by Deebo Samuel. He is wide open for a San Francisco first down.
And Deebo could do it all. He's on his way to becoming one of the best in the NFL.
At the half, at the Gasparilla Bowl, whatever the heck that is, Florida Gators lead Central Florida 10-9. We'll keep you updated on that game. As we
have UCF +7.
As we go back to the action, of course, the Gator Bowl is looking for a team. Here's the 1st and 10 pitch, and it is pitched outside. Wilson gets pushed out of bounds for about a gain of maybe a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 9.
Yeah, nothing going there. Like you said, when Tennessee hits him, they hit him hard. Good short play there for the Tennessee defense to stop him.
I'd say it was more so the sideline, using the sideline as the 12th man got that done there. So here we go, 10:32 on the clock in the second quarter. 2nd and 9 for the San Francisco 49ers. Shotgun formation, single back set. Titans come over, and there's another screen pass, and this time it is corralled. Jeff Wilson is slung out of bounds for a loss of 2.
Big play here coming up, 3rd and 11. Tennessee stops him here, and it's a brand new ball game.
You figure if you can be down just 10-0 after just a terrible start by Tennessee, you got to take that as a W, right? So here we go, 3rd and 11 from the 21-yard line of Tennessee. San Francisco shotgun formation, and Tennessee crowding the line, might be sending some folks, and there's a flag. There's an offsides. Garoppolo runs. He's going to get corralled and thrown down, but I think we're going to get an offsides by the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, it's looking like an offsides for sure.
looked like the right defensive end jumped, and it'll make it a 3rd and 6 unless they claim that. I think they're going to get well, they're discussing it right now. We'll see what happens, but it looked to me as though Tennessee jumped the snap.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. You never know with these refs.
It's a big discussion. Now, maybe there's multiple fouls. Didn't seem there's an offsides has been called on Tennessee, and that play is going to be declined because there's multiple offsides.
That's an interesting one. Call them multiple.
Okay, it's offsetting penalties.
That would make sense. Long discussions lead to multiple.
How can you have offsides and false start? You can't have them both.
That's what I'm wondering. How do you have two at once? This ain't a 2-for-1.
Number 71 moved his leg first for the 49ers. That should have been the call, but instead, okay, so they misrepresented it wrong. It's going to be 3rd and 26 now. That's getting you caught up here.
Holy crap, 3rd and 26.
Very confusing on the call because the refs were talking about the way that they moved their arms. It said the penalty had been declined, but it was a 3rd and 26. So what it was, there was a 15-yard face mask by 71. And here's the play. It is a dump off to Deebo Samuel. He's loose. He's going to make it all the way down to the 29-yard line and help San Francisco with very good field goal range position in an important 6-yard game by the Niners because Samuel was caught behind the line originally.
Yeah, and that's Deebo doing Deebo things. He's been doing that all year, and he proves it here again. One of the best in the game and got named to a Pro Bowl.
What could have been about a loss down to the 42-yard line ends up being a 6-yard gain. Here's the kick, and it is up. It is good. It is 10-0 San Francisco. So San Francisco escapes what could have been a disaster, get the 10 points, but I think Tennessee will take that 10-0 deficit as they get the ball back. When we come back, there's 8:31 left in the second. Titans got to get something going.
Why is there a pancake in the silverware drawer?
I mean, why is there silverware in the pancake drawer?
Enjoy sun-drenched days, epic stays, and plenty of room to roam in Greater Fort Lauderdale. Our hotels, attractions, and restaurants have taken the Visit Lauderdale's Safe and Clean pledge, so you can relax and explore with confidence. When you're ready for that well-deserved staycation, our 23 miles of golden beaches await. Find wide-open spaces to hike, bike, kayak, and paddleboard. Visit your favorite attractions, then dine out in style in socially distanced dining rooms or al fresco on waterfront patios. Learn more at sunny.org.
Don't miss a moment of heart-stopping NFL coverage on Armchair Quarterback Radio.
Riggins. He's going to go all the way unless Blackwood can catch him, and he can't.
3rd and 3. We'll see a pickup sometime on the right side, possibly.
Montana looking, throwing in the end zone. Caught it! Dwight Clark!
Only 12 seconds left to play third quarter. Here's Marcus Allen cutting back upfield, and Marcus Allen could be gone. 74 yards for Marcus Allen.
The quiet man of this football team, Scott Norwood. He can fire the shot heard round the world now. Here we go with 8 seconds to play. High drama here in the Super Bowl. But in the air, it's got the distance.
It measures just 9 inches in circumference, weighs only about 5 ounces, and is made of cork wound with woolen yarn, covered with 2 layers of cowhide, and stitched by hand precisely 216 times.
Welcome back here to Nissan Stadium, excuse me. Tennessee Titans hosting the San Francisco 49ers right now down 10-0. And quick update in the Gasparilla Bowl, Central Florida trails the University of Florida 10-9 as they start the third quarter there. Central Florida did just get a long gain to start the third quarter, so they're in Gator territory.
Yeah, that's been a fun battle of Florida tonight.
So here comes the kickoff. The 49ers up 10-0. If you're just joining us, Jeff Wilson got the 1-yard dive early in the game. That's the only touchdown scored. Kickoff, and it is into the end zone, will not be returned by Chester Rogers, and the Tennessee Titans will set up shop at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, and they need to get something going here. They're only down 10, which is fortunate for them, but they can't fall behind them more.
Tennessee Titans have had a terrible way of the offense today. Of course, missing 3 of their linemen. If you're just joining us, they've not been able to move the ball. They set up in a single back set as now I formation. And here's the handoff to Foreman. Foreman up the middle, and he's going to get dropped for about a 2-yard loss. It'll be second and about 12.
And we got yellow laundry. What's new?
So here we'll see what the flag is about. Was there offsides? Someone's looking a little guilty. We'll see what the play is.
Guilty.
No, it's going to be a chop block on Tennessee. So that's going to be a 12-yard penalty, be 1st and 22. And Tennessee, every drive, whether via penalty or a large loss, has started with 2nd and long or 1st and long. Not a way to be able to get drives going, momentum going. And yeah,
not at all.
Chop block, and that is the definite no-no. So here we go. It is 1st and 22. Tennessee trails 10-0 to San Francisco on their own 12.5-yard line. Single back set. It's a handoff to Foreman up the right-hand side, and he's going to skate up the right side through and knives through for an 8-yard gain, making it a much more manageable 2nd and 14.
Yeah, so you got 2nd and long here. How many 2nd and longs, 3rd and longs are the Titans going to be in tonight? They got to start getting positive progression early down.
Well, they always talk about what? Stay in front of the sticks, right? And they have been way behind the sticks all night long, to your point. So 2nd and 14, Foreman still in the backfield, single back set, and tight end in motion, and drops back to pass Tannehill. He fires it over the middle to A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown makes the catch, and it's going to be an 11-yard gain and a 3rd down and 3.
Yeah, and there we go. That's 3rd and short now. They're gaining momentum for Tennessee. They got to keep creeping closer, and now they could run or pass, so they got options.
Taking that ball all the way up to the 31-yard line. Also a big deal with that, too, is you won't be punting out of the shadow of your end zone. So here we go. 3rd and 3 for Tennessee. 3 wide receivers right on the right-hand side, shotgun formation, and Tannehill rolls out to his right, looking for someone, throws it over down, and it is caught by A.J. Brown for a Tennessee Titan. 1st down.
And there you go, as the Titans, A.J. Brown getting going, and they keep looking at him, and that's going to be the theme all night.
It was just a 4-yard reception just past the sticks, and he falls out of bounds as he makes the catch. Momentum took him out, but very nice catch by Brown. He was able to drag his right foot, and it was definitely a catch. They are taking a look at it on the national stage, but I don't believe there's going to be any kind of a here's the handoff, and it is up the middle with, looks like Hilliard. Hilliard fights his way all the way for an 8-yard gain, and it'll be 2nd and very short. We'll call it 2.
Yeah, we'll call it 2 is right. And Mac, what did we just talk about? 2nd and short yardage. Maybe they listened.
So I believe they're actually going to give him 9 yards. So we'll see what happens here. second and 1, single back formation, and the Titans are handed off, and he is dropped for loss. So it'll be now 3rd and 2. I don't think you can keep going to that well with the Titans offensive line banged up the way it is. They're going to have to mix it up a little more.
Yeah, they sure are. And we'll see if they do that here.
So 3rd and 2, Foreman, Hilliard, and McNichols are the 3-headed running back that are trying to spell Derrick Henry, who is on the IR. They hope to have him back if the Titans make the playoffs. They hope to have him back for the first round of the playoffs. There's been rumbling about week 18, but I would be shocked. 3rd and 2, shotgun formation for the Titans, and Tannehill drops back to pass, and he throws it, and the ball is incomplete as he was looking for A.J. Brown, but at the same time, San Francisco defender met the ball, and it's going to be 4th and 2 with 4:47 on the clock.
Yeah, and Tennessee cannot afford San Fran to score anymore. If it gets to 17-0 at the half, not saying Tennessee can't come back, but the way San Fran's playing tonight, it's going to be hard.
You almost wonder if they should have went for it there, but they do not. There's a punt. They punt it away. It's high, it's deep, and it is going to be returned up on the left-hand sideline, and out of bounds is Ayuk. He runs it all the way up to the 22-yard line of San Francisco. We'll take a break. A little more than 4 minutes left on the clock here in the second quarter. San Francisco 10, Tennessee nothing.
Now, if you want to crown them, but they are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
ACC football covered like no other here on the Armchair Quarterback.
Against the blitz, touchdown, Florida State. Preston scores the touchdown, and now it's Bowden's decision, and he sends Maury onto the field right away. Danny Cannell is the holder. Maury. This game is over. A 31-31 tie. A 31-31 tie.
A deep throw by Lawrence, a lot of contact. Justin Ross broke free from it. He's down in the end zone. Touchdown, Clemson. Justin Ross, a freshman wide receiver, big, rangy.
If you're a fan of the ACC, pull up an armchair. You're home.
To protect her home and family in a disaster, Karen was willing to wade through water, mud, and insurance paperwork.
Yeah, I can do this.
You go, Karen! By simply understanding and updating what her insurance covers and doesn't cover now, she'll be better prepared no matter when disaster strikes. Learn other simple ways to protect your home and family before a natural disaster at ready.gov. That's ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council. Zitshot!
It travels 60 feet 6 inches from the pitcher's mound to home, and it can cover that distance at nearly 100 miles an hour. Along the way, it can be made to twist, spin, curve, wobble, rise, or fall away.
Welcome back here to Nissan Stadium in Nashville, Tennessee. San Francisco leads the Titans 10-0, 4:37 on the clock. The Niners will take over at their own 22-yard line with plenty of time and all 3 of their timeouts.
Yeah, plenty of time left here, and we'll see if they could tack on to the score. Jimmy G's trying to right the ship.
Shotgun formation. Garoppolo drops back to pass and almost intercepted. Oh, mercy. Oh, mercy. What a dropped opportunity. Literally, Evans had the ball in his hand, and it ricocheted out and fell to the ground.
Oh, my Lord. Jimmy G gets away with another one. He doesn't have many incompletions tonight, but when they are incompletions, they're bad. Almost another one.
I mean, he threw it right into the teeth of what was essentially a triple team. I think he thought it was a man defense. It was a zone shotgun formation. They're going to hand it off to Wilson because they don't want to see another one of those plays off the right-hand side. And very little, if none, it'll be 3rd and about 10.
Yeah, and now they're in where Tennessee's been used to all night, 3rd and long. If Tennessee stops them here, that's huge. You'll get really good field position with a lot of time left.
Huge play by Bud Dupree, who's been a bright spot on this Tennessee defense when he's been healthy. And 3rd and 10, looks like a packed stadium in Nashville. Of course, football is king there. Here's the snap, shotgun formation, and sack! He sacked a wallop, bang, bam, zoom. It's going to be a sack and a 4th down for the 49ers.
And that was a big hit. He comes up, picks up Jimmy G, and that looks like a fumble. That looks like a fumble. I'm not sure who recovered, but that ball looked to be out to me.
An absolute bum rush. Let's see. I think he might have been down. No, it was a fumble, but yeah, I did not see, and they're not showing the replay. I did not see anyone get on it. I don't even know if anyone paid attention to it, but that ball did come out. Now we'll see. I think they might be looking at it, but Vrabel might be trying to get some clarification of can he challenge it? Did Tennessee?
His elbow might have scraped the ground. It's hard to tell from that angle. If his elbow didn't graze the ground, that's a clear fumble. I'm not sure who recovered. It does look like San Fran might have recovered. Still hard to tell, but that might be a fumble.
It looks like a fumble, but they'll let the video go. Yeah, so it essentially doesn't matter. San Francisco did. It looked like George Kittle fell on the ball. So
yeah, Kittle got it.
So what are we talking about? The difference of maybe half a yard? So I don't know why they're taking this long to talk about it. It's 4th and 17. That little bit of a difference in field position. I mean, come on, let's go. So here we go. Here's the punt by San Francisco, and it is a shank off of his right foot. The ball is going to go out of bounds. Gets a little more distance than I thought it would. Ball is going to be all the way up to the 45-yard line of San Francisco. The way the ball first came off his foot, I thought it might have been like a 10-yard punt.
Yeah, that was a terrible punt. And now Tennessee set up beautifully. And let's see if they can put some points on the board. 3, 6, or 7, they're living good.
We're going to take a really quick break. When we come back, Tennessee has the ball at midfield with a chance to make it a 1-score game before the half, unbelievably, in a game in which they have been absolutely dominated.
We can't Ruby Dern your frazzle dazzle.
Armchair Quarterback Radio is AFC South country, all NFL season long.
They hand it off for Ned. He's driving, and he's in for the touchdown. Wow! Drive starts at the 1 and looking for a little breathing room, and they get that and plenty more. Derrick Henry still going. Stays in bounds. He might go. 99 yards for the touchdown. Unbelievable. 2nd and 10. Empty set. Walk downfield, and that is Hilton again. 1st and goal. Ebron, what a year for him. Eric Ebron, touchdown.
Slant, caught, touchdown. Marquise Lee, and he punched the ball into the stands. Deep, and he's got it. Keelan Cole, touchdown Jacksonville.
Stay locked in to the AFC South on Armchair Quarterback Radio.
Cars from all over America come to find a new home in Florida, just like you. I moved here after the draft, football. I noticed there was one thing missing from this great town, a celebrity-endorsed used car shop. That's why I founded BJ's Used Autos. Every one of these beauties is freshly painted. They look brand new. We have new models coming in every morning, usually around 2 a.m. We can get you anything. And if you see a car that dreams, tell us. We can acquire it for you. I've taken the skills I've learned as a pro football player to the used car business. Smash, grab, and run like hell. I'm tackling low prices with hot cars.
The bat is made of turned ash, less than 42 inches long, not more than 2 3/4 inches in diameter.
Welcome back here to Nissan Stadium in Nashville, Tennessee. The Titans have the ball 1st and 10 at the San Francisco 45. Snap, and Tannehill drops back to pass. He dumps it off to the right-hand side for little or no gain. The ball was caught by tight end Greg Swaim. It'll be 2nd and 10.
That ain't going to help. They need more chunks there.
Yeah, the play action for a 0-yard gain is not going to get you back in the ball game, but it'll be 2nd and 10, 2:52 on the clock. The clock is ticking. Tennessee with plenty of time. They still have 2 timeouts, and on the San Francisco side of the 50. So time is not an issue at this point. Shotgun formation for the Titans, and it is going to be a draw play up the middle to Foreman, and another nothing play as Foreman goes up the middle for a 0-yard gain, and quickly it's 3rd and 10.
And I got to ask, as we arrive at the 2-minute warning here, I've had some people ask me, are we getting a notorious armchair quarterbacks holiday picture going this year, Christmas picture? I know we got a great one last year with this yellow characters. Is that happening this year?
We've got something else planned. There was an issue, okay? There was an issue, but we've got something much cooler planned. I'll put it to you this way. All the armchair guys involved, once we get it figured out, there will be an armchair quarterback football jersey arriving at your house.
Wow, I can't wait. I'm going to wear that on game days, baby. I can't wait.
There was a spelling error by the company. We're trying to get that figured out. So that's
technology, man.
That is the issue. So yeah, I was gonna bring that up on Saturday, but excuse me, on Sunday's fantasy football show. But yeah, typically we always do something for the armchair quarterbacks. Guys work really hard to bring you the content all year long, and we thought it'd be really cool to have our own jersey, and then they misspelt it. So I was like, are you kidding me with this? So we're trying to get it figured out. We're trying to get that cleaned up, but okay.
You can't help that, man. You can't help that. I've gotten things misspelt before, and it happens sometimes, and you could only look at the people and go, are you serious?
We're at the 2-minute warning. We're going to go ahead and stay here with y'all as they'll be back from break shortly. Just to get y'all caught up real quick, the Central Florida Golden Knights have taken a 6-point lead over the Florida Gators in the 3rd quarter of the Gasparilla Bowl. That's the only other game going on tonight as far as football. As far as the NBA, Pelicans lead the Magic by 6 with 18 seconds left. Heat and Pistons are heading to the 4th. Miami up 1. Pacers over the Rockets 116-106 earlier tonight. 76ers beat the Hawks. I'm sorry, Hawks beat the Hawks are leading the 76ers. There's still 4.5 seconds left. Hawks are up by 2. And the Wizards cling to an 8-point lead in New York against the Knicks. Still 10 minutes left in that one. And we'll get you caught up in the other scores later on. Nets Trailblazers was postponed because of COVID. So there you have that. And we're getting ready for the 2-minute warning to commence. And sharp looking jerseys, by the way, if they hadn't have misspelt it.
I can't wait to look at it, or I can't wait to see it.
So here we go. The Titans are back with the 49ers shotgun formation. 3rd and 10 as the first 2 plays got him nothing. And it's Tannehill drops back to pass shotgun, fires it over to the right-hand side. It is caught by A.J. Brown, and he gets out of bounds. He was covered well. Nice pass, nice catch. Nice defense by the 49ers, but it's the Titans' first down.
Yeah, and, that's Titans being Titans, A.J. Brown being A.J. Brown. He's the one to watch.
He has definitely been the only guy making any kind of plays on the offense so far. So here we go. The ball is at the 33-yard line of San Francisco, 1st and 10, about 1:55 left on the clock. And the handoff is up the middle to Foreman. He's going to stumble. He's gone, man. He's rumbling, bumbling, stumbling. Is that a touchdown? Is that a touchdown? That's a touchdown.
Oh, my, Foreman. And It looks like.
Oh, there's a flag on the play. There's always a flag on the play.
It looks like a horse collar tackle by the defense, but maybe Foreman face mask as well. It looks like it could be both penalties, but it looks like a horse collar tackle maybe. Looks like offensive face mask, horse collar tackle, offsetting penalties.
Oh, what a terrible break. As Foreman, yeah, it does look like a. Oh, he did not. By the way, he stepped out at about the 2-yard line, so it was not a touchdown. The way the camera was shaking, what I looked like a touchdown, but now there's a big discussion. They're going back and forth, fourth and back, back and forth. We'll see what happens here. Looks like that there is going to be face mask by Foreman, which he is curious to see if they give the horse collar tackle as well. There was also an illegal use of hands by the San Francisco.
I thought that was a horse collar for sure.
It definitely looked like it. That's for sure. So Tennessee getting the short end of the stick. It's going to be 1st and 20 when you clean it all up. They're calling it a holding call. I don't know where they're getting that from, but it looked like illegal use of hands, looked like a horse collar. It should have nothing else been offsetting penalties, but instead it is shotgun formation. Tannehill drops back to pass. He fires it down deep down the center of the field, and it is almost caught, but out of the hands of A.J. Brown. It'll be 2nd and 20.
And you hate to see it. Good call there, good attempt there. I like the shot down the field, just not able to execute.
Folks that started Deontay Foreman in their fancy lineups are really ticked off about that call. I can guarantee you that right now.
Yeah, I would be.
Probably could have called pass interference on that, as the defensive back did not turn his head. He hit A.J. Brown's arms, and a little bit of a question there, but did not call it. So here we go. It's 2nd and 20 from the San Fran 42. Tannehill drops back to pass, fires it over the middle and high. I mean high over Westbrook-Ekind's hands. Terrible pass by Tannehill, and it's 3rd and 20.
Yeah, and now it's a 3rd and long. You just hope to get in field goal range here and get some points on the board.
Absolutely. He had him open on the skinny slant, and would have been enough to get him into field goal range. Would have been about a 10-yard plus catch, but instead a very errant pass. So here we go. Tannehill is 9 for 12 on the night, but just 40 yards. Shotgun formation. San Francisco's coming. Here's the pass. It's caught by A.J. Brown, but he is met by 2 San Fran defenders, and he is going to be dropped, and he is going to be stopped at the 43, 44-yard line of San Francisco, and it's going to be 4th and very long.
And that didn't help there. Now they have to punt probably. Not a good offensive possession from Tennessee going into the half.
And it doesn't look like San Francisco is going to – they finally will call a timeout. They're letting that clock down, and I was wondering what they were doing. They're bound to get the ball in bad field position, excuse me. So I thought they might just be trying to run it out, but they do call a timeout with 1:27 left. They've put a few more seconds back up on the clock. They're trying to run an underneath route with Brown, but that fooled nobody.
Absolutely nobody, sadly.
Punt formation, Titans set up. They kick a high booming punt, and the ball is going to be fair caught at the 10-yard line by Brandon Ayuk. San Francisco will get the ball, and we'll go ahead and take that quick break with them. When we come back, just a little over a minute left in the first half. Titans have 2 timeouts. The 49ers have 2 timeouts. We'll be back in just a flash.
New Year's resolutions. We've all made them. Mine is the same every year. Eat healthier. The eat part usually works out fine. It's the healthier part I forget about. But not anymore, now that I've found the oh-so-chocolatey Built Bar. Built Bars are low-cal, low-sugar, high-protein, high-fiber. Great for keto. Lose or maintain weight while indulging in a yummy treat. At 130 calories, you'll feel like making a resolution every day. Try all 18 amazing flavors. Get yours at BuiltBar.com.
Welcome to the jungle. Jim Rome on the air, noon to 3 Eastern, only on CBS Sports Radio.
This year, choose a yogurt that's right for you. With 2 grams of sugar per 5.3 ounce serving, Too Good Greek yogurt is too good to be true. So Delicious dairy-free yogurt and Silk yogurt alternatives are delicious plant-based swaps you can enjoy by the spoon or add to recipes. Oikos 000 yogurt and Light and Fit yogurt are tasty, non-fat yogurt options. So many flavors, varieties, and possibilities. Elevate any recipe and your everyday with yogurt. Shop at Target.
Are you listening to yourself? I always listen to myself. It's one of the great joys of my life.
Welcome back here to Titans versus 49ers. A minute 20 left in the first half. The 49ers are buried back at their 10-yard line. They do have 2 timeouts. You got to figure what they're going to run the ball and see if they get any kind of breathing room and then go from there.
Yeah, and now we have San Fran with the ball with a minute and 20 seconds left. They have to drive the length of the field. Tennessee could get a big turnover here or big stop, still have 2 timeouts. They could get the ball back, and I know they haven't showed progress tonight, but this is huge for them. They could stop San Fran and essentially try and score before the half.
Yeah, I would be absolutely shocked if San Francisco does anything but run the ball, because if you throw the ball and you get an incomplete pass, or God forbid a turnover, but an incomplete pass, then you really are playing into Tennessee's hands because, like you said, they've got 2 timeouts. They don't have 3. So you got to figure this is going to be a run play, but we'll see what happens here. Single back set for the 49ers. Player in motion, and the pitches to Deebo Samuel. Deebo Samuel is going to rumble for about 8 yards, we'll call it, and it'll be second and a long 2.
More yellow laundry. What else is new?
So it's maybe a hold. We'll see what happens. Tennessee looks like that they are the ones debating, so it could be. That was it. Oh, illegal substitution for the Titans, and saying Tennessee committed a delay of game penalty. How did the defense commit a delay of game penalty? Anyways, hasn't been the best officiated game so far. So 1st and 10, San Francisco from the 22-yard line. And San Francisco still has 2 timeouts. Shotgun formation. There's another flag down. Garoppolo fires it deep, and I mean deep, but out of the outstretched arms of even the safety, and it'll be, there is a flag on the play. We'll see what that's about. But Byard, the sole Tennessee Titan headed to the Pro Bowl, almost had himself a pick.
I do think it's against San Fran, but man, Mag, could we get a play without a penalty in this one? My Lord.
Illegal shift by the San Francisco 49ers. It was going to be declined. So now we're talking about what we were talking about. You've got a 2nd and 10. The Titans have 2 timeouts because San Francisco elected to throw on that play. Tennessee, if they get a big stop here, they could elect to use one of their timeouts. So here we go. Shotgun formation for the 49ers. Empty backfield. And here's the pitch and the catch. And it is caught, and Hasty is corralled down at the 30-yard line. It's going to be 2nd and 2. The clock is ticking. Niners nor Titans are using any of their timeouts as they're trying to play a game of cat and mouse. Tennessee doesn't want to use the timeout because if San Fran gets the first down, they're helping them. And San Francisco doesn't want to use the timeout because if they don't get the first down, they're helping Tennessee. So 3rd and 2, 22 seconds left, and Garoppolo dives forward for a first down, gain of about 3 yards. There'll be 14 seconds left, and San Francisco, it looks like they're just going to head to the locker room. So a strange turn of events.
Yeah, I'm shocked there. If they didn't get the first, I thought it would have been the half, but they got the first and then nothing.
Absolutely. So Tennessee trails 10-0, could be much worse. And we will head to break. We're going to take a little bit of a break here and be back in about 10 minutes as we need to stretch and do all that kind of stuff. When we come back, it'll be second half, and the Titans do have the ball headed their way. San Francisco 10, Tennessee nothing. You're listening to Thursday Night Football. Get your Sunday football morning started off right with the Handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Your Sunday morning kickoff show where we tackle your NFL lines out in the desert, a 61.2% win rate over the last 6 years. Against the spread, over, under, money line, you name it. And we dive into the world of fantasy football year-long and your DFS payouts. The only true Southern football kickoff show that talks the spreads in Vegas, your DFS and fantasy, in your year-long quest to win that fantasy football championship. Only on the Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube channel. It's the Handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Sundays, all NFL season long. Saturday mornings, 8:30 Eastern. Dixie Football Nation is back and better than ever. We got Tony Agolini, Matt Carr, Tones Ariola, Bobby and Angelo, along with Mac McGee this fall. Dixie Football Nation heads to the gridiron, talking ACC, SEC, the Big Ten, and all the big games throughout the college football land. That's Dixie Football Nation, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, Saturday mornings on the Armchair Quarterback Show's YouTube channel, going live, or catch the instant replay.
Tom has been a teacher for over 40 years. One day, I think one of the students had asked the question and he didn't remember the answer. And I also noticed that he was letting his class out earlier than they were supposed to let out. I was really starting to worry.
Levi and I talked about how it would change our lives, but he was there beside me.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. Visit alz.org/ourstories to learn more. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
I'm Amy Lawrence, and I'm up late, always, after hours hanging out with you on CBS Sports Radio. Check it out, 2 a.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. Pacific.
Enjoy sun-drenched days, epic stays, and plenty of room to roam in Greater Fort Lauderdale. Our hotels, attractions, and restaurants have taken the Visit Lauderdale's Safe and Clean pledge, so you can relax and explore with confidence. When you're ready for that well-deserved staycation, our 23 miles of golden beaches await. Find wide-open spaces to hike, bike, kayak, and paddleboard. Visit your favorite attractions, then dine out in style in socially distanced dining rooms or al fresco on waterfront patios. Learn more at sunny.org.
To protect his family from disaster, Steve used his camera phone. Done. By taking pictures of his important documents, Steve can always have them stored online. Learn more simple disaster prep tips at ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
You're talking about a bunch of unproven kids who were in the prom. You know, literally, they were in the prom like 6 months ago at their high school.
No, they weren't because they were
on lockdown.
Exactly.
Okay, they were in a.
He's probably from a
promless teenagers.
If he's from a Big Ten state,
they were in a.
If he's from a Big Ten state, he didn't have prom. I can guarantee you that.
They were at a virtual prom. Anyway, so yeah, it's tough for Wisconsin.
That's called porn. That's called porn.
Stop it. They get a break this week because I got a mess to clean up, guys. Yeah.
Virtual.
There's
prom.
my walk off for the day. Thanks, Mac. I gotta dry my keyboard out now.
Armchair.
Remember,
If for any reason you must leave your radio, please have the man at the door stamp your ear so you can listen again later.
Saturday mornings, 8:30 Eastern. Dixie Football Nation is back and better than ever. We got Tony Agolini, Matt Carr, Tones Ariola, Bobby and Angelo, along with Mac McGee this fall. Dixie Football Nation heads to the gridiron, talking ACC, SEC, the Big Ten, and all the big games throughout the college football land. That's Dixie Football Nation, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, Saturday mornings on the Armchair Quarterback Show's YouTube channel, going live. Or catch the instant replay.
Screen pass to Trayshawn DeAndre on the right side. He dodges Crushman, makes his way to the end zone. Touchdown! But wait a second. I think there's a flag on the play.
All right, you guys got holding on number 97, right?
Yeah, definitely holding. No touchdown.
All right, make the call.
Yeah, I mean, it was holding.
So make the call.
Or, we say the flag was for an excessive celebration so they can keep the touchdown and apply the penalty to the kickoff, huh? What do you say?
What are you talking about? I didn't see excessive celebration.
You sure? Could have sworn I saw a little nay-nay going on.
What's going on with you, man?
All right, look, guys, I got to be real with you. Trayshawn DeAndre just scored that touchdown. Okay, I have him on my fantasy team this week. I need these points.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding you, Bill. I'm playing against my father-in-law this week, and if he doesn't score this touchdown, I lose.
Well, I'm not going to let you make a bad call because you're in some fantasy football league.
Make the call.
Craig, no. If you make one bad call.
This works out perfectly, Bill. I started the quarterback who threw the touchdown pass. We're going to have to ignore the holding call.
I have the kicker, and I was kind of hoping that he wouldn't convert on third down, so he'd have to kick the field goal.
Armchair.
Get your Sunday football morning started off right with the Handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Your Sunday morning kickoff show where we tackle your NFL lines out in the desert, a 61.2% win rate over the last 6 years. Against the spread, over, under, money line, you name it. And we dive into the world of fantasy football year-long in your DFS payouts. The only true Southern football kickoff show that talks the spreads in Vegas, your DFS and fantasy, in your year-long quest to win that fantasy football championship. Only on the Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube channel. It's the Handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Sundays, all NFL season long. The Armchair Quarterbacks on YouTube Live, covering the AFC South and NFC South along with the rest of the NFL. Subscribe and like us today. Your first choice for sports talk live from the First Coast.
You come at the King, you best not miss.
Get your Sunday football morning started off right with the Handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Your Sunday morning kickoff show where we tackle your NFL lines out in the desert, a 61.2% win rate over the last 6 years. Against the spread, over, under, money line, you name it. And we dive into the world of fantasy football year-long in your DFS payouts. The only true Southern football kickoff show that talks the spreads in Vegas, your DFS and fantasy, in your year-long quest to win that fantasy football championship. Only on the Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube channel. It's the Handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Sundays, all NFL season long.
I might audible. If I audible, I'll use
Omaha! Red Polly! Red Polly!
Blue poncho! Blue poncho!
Dilly! Rambo! Rambo! Give me Kershaw here, Kershaw!
You're listening to the Armchair Quarterbacks.
Chop, Japan! Richmond, New York! Richmond, Florida! Sally, Buffalo! Check! Hey, Short Ox! Ludo Raiders! Omaha!
And then a lot of states ended up having gay marriage and common law marriage, which I think is very confusing because what happens if you just end up with like two loser dudes sharing the same crappy apartment for a couple years? It's been known to happen. Both working part-time at the pizza place, hanging out every weekend. A few years goes by, boom, they're married. See them at a party, they're newlyweds. I didn't know Tony and Jim were gay. They're married now? When did they fall in love? They didn't. They just never got full-time jobs.
Take me out to the ball game.
Get caught up with the big stories from around the world in sports in just a few minutes. It's Take Me Out to the Ball Game today, weekdays. Armchair Quarterbacks on YouTube. Baseball, football, basketball, whatever's trending in the world of sports, it's on Take Me Out to the Ball Game today in just a few minutes. It drops weekdays. Take Me Out to the Ball Game today on the Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube channel.
Take me out to the ball game.
This portion of the show
Welcome back. Joey, are you, excuse me, Tones, are you ready for the second half?
Yes, sir. I'm ready to rock and roll for half number 2. We got a Santa gearing up, and so are we, my friend.
So if you're just joining us, Tennessee trails San Francisco 10-0 at the half. San Francisco took the opening drive, went right down the field, 9 plays, 75 yards, and scored a touchdown, made it 7-0. They were driving again on their second drive and threw an interception. They added a field goal in the second quarter, making it 10-0. Tennessee hasn't really been able to get much going. They did have a couple of opportunities, but really amounted to nothing. The closest they've gotten was the 32-yard line of San Francisco before a penalty took them out of range. What are you seeing here in the second half is the Titans are set to take the opening kickoff for the second half?
So what we look for in Tennessee, they need to keep passing to A.J. Brown, hit their spots, take shots downfield, and they need to try and push the ball, get some scores. I mean, they're shut out right now. They just need a field goal or a touchdown, take their edge off. I mean, Tannehill has 10 completions for 40 yards. That is not going to cut it.
Started him in fantasy. Oof.
Yeah, if you have him in fantasy, sorry. If you have many players in fantasy in this game, I'm sorry, besides Jeff Wilson Jr. for the most part. A couple others here and there, but Tennessee's offense, especially Tannehill, they need to be more efficient.
Absolutely. As also, this might be time for Tennessee to pull out the old Music City Miracle out of their hat. Do some kind of trick play on the kickoff. Do something because they've got to get this offense going.
Why not on Christmas weekend, right? Maybe they'll turn things around. It could be a Christmas miracle in the second half, and they could uproar and take this thing home. But San Fran's been playing some really good defense tonight. Tennessee has too, but San Fran's has been a little better.
Yeah, I think it's also been a combination of San Fran playing well and the Tennessee Titans offensive line just battered with injuries. Get you caught up on the college football scoreboard. Central Florida leads the Gators 19-17. That's late in the third quarter as they are playing in Tampa. And it's kind of a weird feeling to a bowl game when you've got two in-state colleges that are playing. It feels more like a true exhibition game as opposed to an actual bowl game, but they are playing a bowl game in Tampa.
Yeah, and this is, one of a couple bowl games in Tampa, in-state battle, in-state. So, feels more of an interesting feel. Let's just put it like that.
Tennessee will receive the kickoff as we're getting set for that. And looking at the box score from the first half, Garoppolo does have 144 yards, but he threw an interception. He's been sacked once. Jeff Wilson Jr. just 32 yards rushing, but he does have a touchdown. So folks of y'all that are into fantasy, Debo Samuel has 4 catches for 50 yards, and the kickoff is into the end zone and will not be returned. It'll be 1st and 10 on the Tennessee 25.
Yeah, and here we go, right? Let's see, at the 25-yard line, familiar territory for Tennessee. We'll see if they could get marching early.
So Tennessee is going to try to, first of all, we hope to have a second half that has a lot less penalties than we did in the first half. Shotgun formation for the Titans, and there's a flag right out.
You jinxed it. You jinxed it.
Are you kidding me?
Yellow laundry for Christmas.
It is false start by the Titans. Left side of the line looked like the guard, and it's going to be 1st and 15. Mike Vrabel's beside himself, cannot believe they make an error like that. Of course, this is a patchwork offensive line. But you've got to eliminate the penalties. I believe that actually might have been the tight end redundance, but here we go. 1st and 15 now, single back formation, Foreman in the backfield, and pass is thrown over to the left-hand side, intended for A.J. Brown. He slipped during the catch and drops the ball. It'll be 2nd and 15.
Yeah, and you'd like to see him catch that one there. I know he slipped. You'd like to see him stay upright and come down with that one.
Really difficult to make that catch when you lose your balance like that. And during the cut, he just slips and falls, and ball kind of smacks him in the helmet. Here's the fake handoff by Tannehill. He runs it off the left-hand side, and he's going to get pushed out of bounds. Looks like a gain of absolutely nothing. And just like that, it's going to be 3rd and 15 for the Titans.
Yeah, and we've seen a couple plays tonight that have just gone nowhere for Tennessee. So even if it's a couple yards, they need to start making positive progress instead of moving east to west, move a little bit north and south.
So it'll be 2nd and a long 15. Tannehill, shotgun formation, needs a big first down in a big way. Empty backfield. He's going to drop back to pass. Got time. Fires it over the middle. It is caught. It is caught by Westbrook. And he's going to get all the way down to the Tennessee 44-yard line. It's a Titans first down.
And there you go. They got some momentum going. Let's see if they could keep it up here. Huge play. Good grab. Able to get enough for the first.
You almost wonder if the Titans might be better off in a shotgun no huddle formation, not getting the defensive line a chance to set themselves, but they have not gone to that yet. I formation for the Titans, and here's the play action pass. Tannehill fires it over the right-hand side, almost picked off as A.J. Brown was covered like a blanket. Incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, and you see right there, they get a little fortunate that it's not picked, but that's really a good play by the deep back. Turns around nice in time, swats the ball. Tennessee needs less of those and more completions.
Good defensive play by the Niners, and it'll be 2nd and 10. Single back formation, tight set, and here's the handoff to Foreman. Foreman stumbles up for about a 3-4 yard gain. We'll call it 3, and it'll be 3rd and 7 from the Tennessee 47.
And now here they're around the 50-yard line. You want to make sure that this drive doesn't stall out, and you have to punt. And although you would at least pin San Fran deep, you don't want to lose the ball this early.
Get you caught up on the Gasparilla Bowl. Central Florida now leads Florida 26-17 late in the 3rd quarter. Shotgun formation for the Titans, 3rd and 7, their side of the 50. And single back set. Tannehill fires it over to the left-hand side. It's caught by A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown's going to motor all the way up to the 35-yard line of the San Francisco 49ers. It is a Tennessee Titan first down.
And here they go. A couple passes on 3rd and longs, and they keep building momentum on 3rd down. Great job there by Tennessee.
Great play by A.J. Brown. He fought off the original tackle, would have had the first down regardless, but could have been dropped at the 45. Instead, he motors up the sidelines and gets another 10 yards. So it's 1st and 10 from about the 35. Play action, Tannehill. Tannehill drops it over and passes it to the fullback, who gets upended, and it'll be a loss of about 1 yard. It'll be 2nd and 11.
What did we just talk about? These plays that bottle up 0 yards, 1 yard, -1 yard. There's been too many of those tonight. Good job by the San Fran defense.
2nd and 11. Tennessee trying to get on the board any way possible. And here we go. Single back formation, handoff to Foreman. He's going to push his way ahead for maybe a yard gain, and it's going to be another 3rd and very, very long.
Not a spot you want to be in at all. Just not a spot. Familiar one for them tonight, but not a good one.
3rd and we'll call it 10 from the San Francisco 35-yard line, almost in that territory where you might want to play conservative and just get into field goal range. We'll see what they do. Single empty backfield, shotgun formation. Tannehill fires over the left-hand side. It is caught, and it's the man again. A.J. Brown, the man of the hour, makes another big catch, and it is a Tennessee Titan first down.
A.J. Brown on 3rd down. We're going to have to start putting 2 and 2 together. What a play. Tennessee on another 3rd down. They just keep hanging alive on this drive.
It's a zone coverage, and he just dropped down, sat down, waited for the ball to get delivered, had to jump up a little bit. Nice play, nice tough catch as he was hit. And A.J. Brown having himself a night so far for the Tennessee Titans. He has been the only bright spot in this game. So 1st and 10, and it is a handoff to Foreman. He goes up the left-hand side and nothing doing. It'll be 2nd and 10.
And you just hate to see it, but Mac, we're used to this, right? Probably another no gain here in 2nd, then before you know it, 3rd and long, bam, they're going to score a touchdown or something crazy. So we're all too familiar with how this story plays out right now.
A.J. Brown is out of the game right now, taking a breather. He's got 7 catches for 55 yards. Seems like every one of his catches has been a big catch. So they're going to give him a little breather here on 2nd and 10, single back formation, and Tennessee on the San Francisco 22. Here's the snap, and Tannehill swing pass over to the right side to Hilliard. Hilliard almost escapes and breaks loose, but he'll be dropped for a 2-yard gain. It'll be 3rd and 8 from the 20.
Another 3rd and long. Who's going to step up now, get the first down? We know how this story plays out. San Fran needs to hold them here, though. Tennessee could get the momentum back with the touchdown.
Creative play calling there to try to get the ball into open space with Hilliard. Hilliard is very explosive if he can get into the open field, but good job of tackling by the 49ers. It's now 3rd and 8 from the 20. Shotgun formation, single back set, tight end in motion, and Tannehill drops back to pass. Another goofy screen pass that gets blown up, and it's going to be 4th and 8, and the Titans will be forced to send out the field goal unit.
And you hate to see it, long drive stalled there, but at least if they get 3 on the board, Bullock's looking to give him some room to work with here.
Yeah, I agree with that. You're disappointed though if you're a Titans fan, because you're looking at it as they were trying to. A.J. Brown was back in the game, by the way. They were trying to dink and dunk their way into a first down. Here comes the field goal. It is up and it is good. The Tennessee Titans lead it by a score of 10-0. Excuse me. San Francisco 49ers lead the Titans by a score of 10-3. Excuse me. I was in another world. And there's 8:45 left in the game in the 3rd quarter. We're going to head to break, and I'm going to try to straighten this up. We'll be back in a flash here on Thursday Night Football. Titans versus the 49ers. We've got ourselves a ball game.
Enjoy sun-drenched days, epic stays, and plenty of room to roam in Greater Fort Lauderdale. Our hotels, attractions, and restaurants have taken the Visit Lauderdale's Safe and Clean pledge so you can relax and explore with confidence. When you're ready for that well-deserved staycation, our 23 miles of golden beaches await. Find wide open spaces to hike, bike, kayak, and paddleboard. Visit your favorite attractions, then dine out in style in socially distanced dining rooms or al fresco on waterfront patios. Learn more at sunny.org.
Get your Sunday football morning started off right with the Handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Your Sunday morning kickoff show where we tackle your NFL lines out in the desert, a 61.2% win rate over the last 6 years. Against the spread, over under, money line, you name it. And we dive into the world of fantasy football year long and your DFS payouts. The only true Southern football kickoff show that talks the spreads in Vegas, your DFS and fantasy, in your year-long quest to win that fantasy football championship. Only on the Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube channel. It's the Handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Sundays, all NFL season long.
The batter has only a few thousandths of a second to decide to hit the ball. And yet the men who fail 7 times out of 10 are considered the game's greatest heroes.
Welcome back here to Nissan Stadium, Nashville, Tennessee. The Titans trail the 49ers 10-3. 49ers are about to get the ball on the kickoff. So we've been kind of talking about some fantasy football here in the middle of the game. Do you have any players involved in this? Well, I guess
I have Jimmy G starting in a league. Not sure his exact total right now, but other than that, I have him, Kittle. I wonder how they're looking, but Debo, I need him to get going in a league, that's for sure.
The kickoff is out of the back of the end zone, and the 49ers will set up shop at their own 25-yard line, leading by 7. Kittle, 2 catches, 21 yards. Obviously, the only touchdown so far has been Jeff Wilson's.
Ooh, Kittle owners, sorry.
Still a full half to go. Debo Samuel, 50 yards receiving, 16 yards rushing, 4 catches. So if you're in a PPR, not too bad. And that's about it. You've got Jimmy G with 144 yards passing and 1 interception, no touchdowns. 1st and 10. Jimmy G drops back, and it is picked off. It is picked off by the Titans. And a wobbly pass into the secondary, and it is picked off. The Titans rumble it all the way down to the San Francisco 17-yard line, and the Titans are setting up shop down by 7. 8:36 on the clock in the third. We got ourselves a brand new ball game.
And that was a wounded duck. Not sure if tipped or what, but terrible pass by Jimmy G. Intercepted. Titans back in this.
Yeah, it looked like a pass that would have been tipped, but it doesn't look like it was. It's a strange pass. No, I don't think it was tipped. I think it just came out of his hand weird, and it floated over the intended receiver right into the arms of the Tennessee Titans safety, Amani Hooker. He picks it off, and a big play. Titans 1st and 10, shotgun formation, and it is a draw play up the middle, and that will be a 5-yard gain by Nichols.
Yeah, and 5 yards, that's what they need. A little bit more, maybe 6 or 7, but nonetheless, or no, 5. Yep, you were right. Nonetheless, good gain there. And that's exactly what they need. Instead of nothing, they get 5 huge there. It doesn't seem
That's
like
an
a lot.
enormous game considering they're usually getting a flag on the first down. So.
Flag or -1.
2nd and 5, single back formation. McNichols still in the game. Brown goes in motion, and Here's a snap. It's off to hand off to McNichols again. He rumbles, stumbles, and bumbles all the way down to the 3-yard line of the 49ers, and it's a Tennessee Titan first down.
Wow, that's just some powerful football there by this Titans team, and this is an old playoff game. Smash mouth football.
First and goal, and 7:30 on the clock. Single back formation. Tannehill checks out of whatever play they had. He calls an audible. 3 wide receivers set. He's going to throw a fade over to the back of the end zone, and it is incomplete to A.J. Brown.
And they were just fighting there, and it was just a nice play. And Tennessee still has a great chance here.
Good defensive play. Kind of a poor pass. If you're going to throw a back shoulder fade, it needs either to be off to the side or a little over his head. Give Brown a chance to actually make the play. So here we go, 2nd and goal. And Foreman is back in the game. He's the big back. Handoff is to Foreman. He slams it through the end zone. Pay dirt, skadoosh, baby. That's 6 in the bank for the Tennessee Titans, and they are a point away from tying this whole thing up.
And look at that. Pound the rock, pound the rock, pound the rock. Boom. Pays off. 1 point away. Tie football game. A lot of game left, but Tennessee now holds all the momentum. And that's why we said last drive, field goal, no worry.
Over the goal line and onto the scoreboard. Tennessee setting up for the extra point, trailing by 1. A game which they have been thoroughly dominated and have a chance to tie this up midway through the 3rd quarter. Here's the snap and the kick, and it is bang right through the uprights. We got ourselves a tie ball game. So, with all that being said, San Francisco 10, Tennessee 10, off the interception from Amani Hooker, the touchdown by Foreman. We got ourselves a brand new ball game in Music City. We'll be back in a flash. Tennessee Titans, San Francisco 49ers, Thursday Night Football. The Niners are getting the ball back. Get your Sunday football morning started off right with the Handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Your Sunday morning kickoff show where we tackle your NFL lines out in the desert, a 61.2% win rate over the last 6 years. Against the spread, over, under, money line, you name it. And we dive into the world of fantasy football year-long and your DFS payouts. Your only true Southern football kickoff show that talks the spreads in Vegas, your DFS and fantasy, in your year-long quest to win that fantasy football championship. Only on the Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube channel. It's the Handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Sundays, all NFL season long. Saturday mornings, 8:30 Eastern. Dixie Football Nation is back and better than ever. We got Tony Agalini, Matt Carr, Tones Ariola, Bobby and Angelo, along with Mac McGee this fall. Dixie Football Nation heads to the gridiron, talking ACC, SEC, the Big Ten, and all the big games throughout the college football land. That's Dixie Football Nation, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, Saturday mornings on the Armchair Quarterback Show's YouTube channel, going live, or catch the instant replay. We're back here in Nashville, Tennessee at Nissan Stadium. Tennessee Titans have tied this game up. You caught the beginning of the game. You might have thought this was going to turn into a rout, as we were kind of smelling one there early in the first quarter. Tennessee has had turnovers lead to stopping drives and creating drives. It's 10-10. We're set for the kickoff.
Yeah, this is an old-fashioned barn burner playoff atmosphere type. San Fran first, Tennessee now. We'll see if San Fran is an answer.
Here's the kickoff by Bullock, and he hammers it high. He hammers it deep, and it is out of the back of the end zone once again. And the 49ers will set up shop on the 25-yard line. San Francisco, 1st and 10.
And Jimmy G's been shaky tonight. That's 2 interceptions. We'll see what happens if they continue to trust him or if they try and put it on the ground.
And then, of course, the missed pass that he had earlier in the night when the fullback was open up way down the stretch. He started the game off 8 of 9 for 104, has been 6 of 10 ever since for just 40. I formation, you might be saying, well, no, it's going to be a play action pass off to the fullback. He's going to get corralled for about a 5-yard gain. It's 2nd and about 5. We'll call it.
And you know, I can't believe how many little checkdowns, dump offs we've seen. None resulted in a big play really from either team. I'm waiting for one of these teams to just bust one of these.
So here we go, 2nd and 6. And I formation for the 49ers once again. And here's the handoff for Wilson. Wilson's going to stumble ahead and get about 4 yards. It'll be a very manageable 3rd and 2.
Yeah, and that's positive progress. 3rd and short here. I guess those little chunks do add up, but they need to execute. This is the important down.
So here we go. 3rd and 2, just over 6 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter. San Francisco trying to answer as Tennessee's scored 10 unanswered points to start the 3rd quarter to tie this game up. San Francisco dominated the first half, shotgun formation. There's going to be another flag. There's laundry, and that laundry is going to be a false start.
The yellow laundry is going to turn green by the end of the game. That's how much it's getting thrown on the field.
You're starting to wonder the name of the game, along with these turnovers, might be who gets penalized the least down the stretch.
I'd like to see how much yardage has been done tonight.
That one, I believe, might have been on Kittle. Kind of leaned forward. It was on Kittle. He kind of leaned forward, lost his balance, and there you go. This isn't the Canadian Football League, so you can't have that much movement from the receivers. 3rd and 7 from the San Francisco 28 shotgun formation. Garoppolo's got plenty of time. He fires it over to the right-hand side. It is caught, and the catch is made by Jennings for a San Francisco 49er 1st down.
And Mac, it seems like both of these teams do the same thing. Little on 1st, little on 2nd. Put themselves in a 3rd and long, and boom, execution. We'll see if that's continuing all night, but clock keeps ticking. Both these teams are looking for excitement on offense.
Garoppolo back in the shotgun formation, so they are trusting him. Single back set, and it's a play action pass. Again, he fires over the middle to Ayuk. Ayuk catches it. He avoids the tackle, and he's going to rumble, stumble, and bumble about 17 yards on the gain. San Francisco 49er 1st down, and they're in Tennessee Titan territory at the 45-yard line.
Both number 11s on each side of the ball making an impact. And we'll see if they could get Wilson going here.
Tennessee trying to stop San Francisco, answering the bell, getting the 10 points to tie it. The last thing you want to do is give up points right afterwards. I formation, tight set, handoff is to Wilson. He gets bumped behind the line. He's going to fight, scrape, and gnaw his way to about a 1-yard gain. They're calling it a no gain, but it looks more like a 1-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and about 9.
Yeah, and no gain, 1-yard gain. That's the moral of the night, story of the night. Wilson's gonna have to get going if San Fran wants to keep hanging around here. They're built on the run.
3:42 left on the clock here in the 3rd quarter, and Tennessee Titans, they're calling it 2nd and 10, so we will too. Here's the pitch, student body left to the left-hand side, and Wilson will take it all the way down, 5-yard gain. Hooker on the stop. He was the man of the hour with the interception. It'll be 3rd and 5 from the Tennessee 40. Is this 4-down territory? There is an injury on the field, so we're going to have to take a pause here to see what goes on. Trying to see who that is. As look like Naquan Jones, but we'll get a definite check on that. We're going to take a break as they take a timeout. We'll be back in a flash here. San Francisco 3rd and 5 here in the 4th quarter with the tie ball game. Saturday mornings, 8:30 Eastern. Dixie Football Nation is back and better than ever. We've got Tony Agolini, Matt Carr, Tones Areola, Bobby and Angelo, along with Mac McGee this fall. Dixie Football Nation heads to the gridiron, talking ACC, SEC, the Big Ten, and all the big games throughout the college football land. That's Dixie Football Nation, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, Saturday mornings on the Armchair Quarterback Show's YouTube channel, going live, or catch the instant replay. Get your Sunday football morning started off right with the Handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Your Sunday morning kickoff show where we tackle your NFL lines out in the desert, a 61.2% win rate over the last 6 years. Against the spread, over, under, money line, you name it. And we dive into the world of fantasy football year-long and your DFS payouts. The only true Southern football kickoff show that talks the spreads in Vegas, your DFS and fantasy, in your year-long quest to win that fantasy football championship. Only on the Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube channel. It's the Handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Sundays, all NFL season long. Welcome back here to Nissan Stadium, Nashville, Tennessee. The Tennessee Titans and the San Francisco 49ers are locked up in a 10-10 tie. San Francisco has the ball. It's on the Tennessee 40-yard line, and San Francisco is in a single back set as it's going to be a pitch, and the pitch is to Deebo Samuel. He is going to go all the way up to just dropped about a yard short of a first down. It's going to be 4th and 1 and probably 4-down territory. What say you?
I think they're going to have to go for it, in my opinion. This is too tight of a ball game to pass up on a chance to go for it.
Would you do that, or would you want to pin Tennessee deep, considering their woes offensively?
I'd go for it, but well, now it looks like surprise, surprise. Looks like we got more of that good old yellow laundry coming.
False start by the San Francisco 49ers, and that's going to make it 4th and 6. And I think that'll fix the problem there. I think it's a better move anyways. You've got to, if you get stopped there and Tennessee gets the ball around midfield, you're doing them a huge favor. If Tennessee has to go the length of the field, this offense has not shown that they've been able to do it much.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you at all. Now they're going to probably have to punt, but you never know.
A low-scoring ball game, 4th and 6. And they are going to go for it. Wow, shotgun formation. Garoppolo drops back to pass, and it is incomplete.
Wow, what a bad call.
Errant pass. Ayuk was open. I don't know if he would have gotten the first down. He could have caught the ball about 3 to 4 yards short, would have had an opportunity to make the play. But Tennessee had about 2 defenders standing there. That would have been a close one. Instead, It is a dropped pass because of a bad pass. It's going to be first down, Tennessee Titans at their own 40. Big break for the Titans when we come back.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by Ed's Almost Good Beer. Remember, Ed's Almost Good Beer was brewed in God's country when God wasn't looking.
I might audible. If I audible, I'll use
Omaha! Omaha! Red Polly! Red Polly! Blue poncho! Blue poncho! Dilly! Rambo! Rambo! Give me Kershaw here! Kershaw!
You're listening to the Armchair Quarterbacks.
Stop! Japan! Richmond, New York! Richmond, Florida! Sally, Buffalo! Check! Hey, Short Ox! Luda Raiders! Red Lion! Omaha! Come out!
Saturday mornings, 8:30 Eastern. Dixie Football Nation is back and better than ever. We've got Tony Agolini, Matt Carr, Tones Areola, Bobby and Angelo, along with Mac McGee this fall. Dixie Football Nation heads to the gridiron, talking ACC, SEC, the Big Ten, and all the big games throughout the college football land. That's Dixie Football Nation, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central. Saturday mornings on the Armchair Quarterback Show's YouTube channel, going live. Or catch the instant replay.
Enjoy sun-drenched days, epic stays, and plenty of room to roam in Greater Fort Lauderdale. Our hotels, attractions, and restaurants have taken the Visit Lauderdale's Safe and Clean pledge, so you can relax and explore with confidence. When you are ready for that well-deserved staycation, our 23 miles of golden beaches await. Find wide-open spaces to hike, bike, kayak, and paddleboard. Visit your favorite attractions, then dine out in style in socially distanced dining rooms or al fresco on waterfront patios. Learn more at sunny.org.
Challenge accepted.
We are back in Music City, USA. The Tennessee Titans have tied it up. It's 10-10. 49ers go for it on fourth down at the Tennessee 40. 4th and 6. Errant pass, and the Titans have the ball close to midfield. 1st and 10. Single back formation, tight set, two tight ends on the field. And here's the handoff, and it's to McNichols. He is going to squirt out to about a 4-yard gain off the left-hand side.
Yeah, and Tennessee's trying to continue to pound the rock, and now they have the ball. They're nearing the 50. They're in no panic to throw. They obviously will at some point in this drive, but to start, why not get a couple on the ground?
Update in Tampa. Central Florida Golden Knights are putting it on the Florida Gators. They are up 26-17. There's just 2 minutes and some change left, and UCF has the ball, so that game's almost over. 2nd and 8, single back formation, and it's going to be a play action pass for Tannehill. Tannehill throws it to tight end, and he stumbles and rumbles up the field. I believe that's Swain, but there is another flag on the play. Unfreaking believable.
Wah, 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 wah. That's all I've been hearing all night. Flag whammy.
It's going to be a holding call on the Titans, and what could have been a gain all the way down to the 33 is going to push the ball back behind Tennessee's 50. We'll see where we set up here. And it's going to be 2nd and 18. Unbelievable. Tannehill in a shotgun formation. And Tannehill drops back to pass. He's holding on to a little ball. He's sacked. He is walloped and dropped by big 94 Willis. And it's going to be 3rd and very long. 3rd and 23, we'll call it, from the Tennessee 28. So what was starting as a promising drive, a holding penalty, a sack, has turned it into 3rd and forever. We'll see what they do here. Single back formation. Tannehill under center. Almost had Bosa off sides. He's now audibling. 10 seconds on the game clock as Draws back to pass, and there's another flag down. Tannehill chucks it all the way down the field, and it is caught. A big, big catch.
Wow.
A.J. Brown, but we'll see if it stands because there's laundry all over the field.
And what else is new? Laundry all over the field and A.J. Brown catching the football. I think it'll stand. I think it might have been offsides. We'll see, though. Let's wait for the.
I believe it was because just by the way Tannehill chucked it up for grabs, I think he knew it was against San Fran and was just going for the big play. Big, big catch by Brown. He just out-muscled Thomas. And it's going to be a Tennessee Titan first down, 42-yard gain catch by A.J. Brown.
And that was just a really good catch. Really good catch.
That's going to end the third quarter. When we come back, Tennessee has the ball in the San Fran 30. It's a tie ball game.
Max, a woman in my section wants to know if we do anything gluten-free. What do I tell her? Tell her she's not allergic to gluten. She's just masking an eating disorder.
Get your Sunday football morning started off right with the handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Your Sunday morning kickoff show where we tackle your NFL lines out in the desert, a 61.2% win rate over the last 6 years. Against the spread, over, under, money line, you name it. And we dive into the world of fantasy football year-long and your DFS payouts. The only true Southern football kickoff show that talks the spreads in Vegas, your DFS and fantasy in your year-long quest to win that fantasy football championship. Only on the Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube channel. It's the handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Sundays, all NFL season long.
Tom has been a teacher for over 40 years. One day, I think one of the students had asked the question and he didn't remember the answer. And I also noticed that he was letting his class out earlier than they were supposed to let out. I was really starting to worry.
Levi and I talked about how it would change our lives, but he was there beside me.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. Visit alz.org/ourstories to learn more. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
This helpful instructional message from the National Association of People Who Have Trouble Walking and Chewing Gum at the same time. Step, chew. Step, chew. Step, chew. Step, chew.
Welcome back as we're about to begin the fourth quarter. I'd like to give out the birthdays as we always do at this time. Beginning the fourth quarter, we've got Hanley Ramirez. That's the big one today. Hanram is just 38 years old today. Seems like he should be a lot older than that. And Tennessee Titans set up in a I formation, 1st and 10 on the San Francisco 30, and it is student body left. Pitches to Hillier. Hillier goes down the sidelines untouched, but goes out of bounds and gets about a 4 or 5 yard gain.
And you can see Tennessee doing a much better job in half number 2 at picking up good yardage, although it's only 4. A lot better than early in the game when it was 0, 1, or -1.
Also like to give the happy 75th birthday to Susan Lucci, famous American actress, All My Children fame. 2nd and 6, single back formation for the Tennessee Titans. Tannehill drops back to pass, and he is dropped. He is sacked. It was an absolute bum rush by Street, and it's going to be 3rd and long for the Titans.
Yeah, and Christmas came early for the San Fran defensive line right there. That was too easy. Got a clean shot at him and just took him down.
So it'll be 3rd and very long. 3rd and 10, we'll call it, from the Tennessee 30-yard line. Shotgun formation. And Tannehill drops back to pass. He rolls out, throws off to his right side, passes over to AJ Brown, he spins, pirouettes, twirls, and it is a Tennessee Titan first down.
Just like that, 3rd and long, and they hit a home run. What do you know? MLB's in a lockout, but AJ Brown isn't tonight. He's going off.
He gets my vote for the Heisman Trophy. Tennessee Titans are now in business. He has been a one-man show, one-man wrecking crew for the Titans. Tennessee hasn't got much else going. We'll get the stats here in a second because it is 1st and 10 shotgun formation, and Tannehill takes a snap, drops back to pass, gets a little pressure. He throws it over the middle, and it is caught for a touchdown. And guess who it is? A.J. Brown over the goal line and onto the scoreboard. That's 6 in the bank.
There's the man again, the man of the hour, A.J. Brown. Like you said, he'd be the front runner for Heisman. Incredible performance we're seeing. If you're going up against A.J. Brown, you're probably not too happy right now.
I have not looked, but I hope I am not. I'll put it that way.
Same here, McGee.
I know who I started, but I don't. And it's funny because every team that I had that had A.J. Brown didn't make the playoffs because he'd been hurt all year. So here's the extra point. It is up and it is good. It is 17-10 Tennessee. And Tennessee takes a 7-point lead, has outscored San Francisco 17-0 since the half. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, it's the 49ers' turn to try to answer.
Make sure when your shift is over, you go home alive.
Look at that. The Hendersons are getting a new fence.
Ah, who cares? They're swingers.
I want a new fence. That's it. We're never having sex again.
Need a home loan fast? At the American Bank of Los Santos, we'll help you get the debt you need to make life easier. We'll show you how to look richer and be poorer. You need to impress people fast, not in 20 years. It's only a risk if you get into money troubles or the economy changes. Call American Bank of Los Santos. Now that the kids have moved out and have drug problems of their own, maybe it's time to install a luxury marble wet bar so you can get drunk in private. American Bank of Los Santos. Why worry about tomorrow if you look inadequate today?
To protect her home and family in a disaster, Karen was willing to wade through water, mud, and insurance paperwork.
Yeah, I can do this.
You go, Karen! By simply understanding and updating what her insurance covers and doesn't cover now, she'll be better prepared no matter when disaster strikes. Learn other simple ways to protect your home and family before a natural disaster at ready.gov. That's ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
Lose some weight.
Oh, come on, quickly. Will you don't give me that.
Look at me, 92, and I still enjoy swimming and golfing, and biking, all sports.
Whoopee.
That too.
Come on, at the roll at your age, must be down to a handshake, huh?
Yep, before and after.
I'm Amy Lawrence, and I'm up late, always, after hours, hanging out with you on CBS Sports Radio. Check it out, 2 a.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. Pacific.
We are back, and the Tennessee Titans have taken a lead, 17-10. With the 49ers, the 49ers are set to receive the kickoff, so don't go anywhere. We're headed for one heck of a finish down the stretch.
Yeah, we got a good one. Tennessee's come charging back, 17 unanswered, led by A.J. Brown. We'll see if their offense can keep it up.
So here we go. 13:02 left on the clock. Here is the kickoff from Bullock. He's kicked them all out of the back of the end zone. We'll see what this one will reach the end zone as well. There will be no return. It'll be 1st and 10 for the 49ers on their own 25. If you're just joining us, Tennessee utterly dominated in the first half, down 10-0, should have been more. And they have found a way to take a 17-10 lead. I think it all boils down to, by the way, A.J. Brown 10 catches, 127 yards, and a touchdown. You're welcome, fantasy owners.
Fantasy god right there.
I checked at the break. I'm not going up against him, thankfully. Here's the first shotgun formation pass, and it's Garoppolo fires it over the middle, and it is dropped by Jennings, wide open. Can't blame that one on him. Would have been about a 5-6 yard gain.
Yeah, that's just a wide open drop right there. Should have laid off the popcorn. It looks like San Fran needs to get offense going. They need to get Kittle or Debo involved. It just hasn't been a good night for their offense.
So 2nd and 10, 13 minutes left on the clock. Single back formation, pitches to Debo Samuel. Debo fires up the middle and rumbles for about a 12-yard gain, and it's a San Francisco 49er first down.
And he is the man with the plan. That's one guy you got to watch. The utility man. He's like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. He could do it all. There you see, get a first down.
Single back formation. Garoppolo drops back to pass and fires it over the middle. It is to Debo Samuel again. He catches it, and he is into Tennessee Titan territory to the Titans' 44-yard line, and it is a San Francisco 49er first down.
There we go. Same analysis, different type of play. He could do it all, and he did right there.
Single back formation. Garoppolo drops back to pass. Has plenty of time. He's going to scramble for about a 6 or 7 yard gain. We'll see where they spot him as he slid, gave himself up, and there is a flag on the play. We'll see what that is. It's a holding call, so bring it all back. It'll be 1st and 20 for the 49ers.
I'm starting to think sometimes these flags are just falling out of these refs' pockets at the rate this is going. Holy crap.
1st and 20, San Francisco from their own 46. Debo Samuel is showing him on the sideline. He's getting a breather. Surprised he's not getting some oxygen. That man has been working. 1st and 20 from the San Francisco 46. Garoppolo, empty backfield, shotgun formation, drops back to pass, has plenty of time. He's going to get sacked. It's a jailbreak, baby.
Wow, what a job by this defense to get after Garoppolo, make him feel uncomfortable, bring him down. Debo is still on the sideline, so it looks like he's catching a breather, but they need him back if they want to do anything.
Mentioned him earlier, Bud Dupree, number 48, on a stunt move, came blowing through 2 San Francisco linemen and dropped Jimmy G on his shoulder. And the Titans have backed him up at 2nd and 29 for the 49ers. Shotgun formation for San Francisco. Jimmy G drops back to pass. He's getting pressure, fires it over the middle. Looks like that is Jennings, and Jennings will hold on this time for a catch. And going to be a short gain, an 8-yard gain, but it'll be 3rd and 21.
Yeah, and it's still 3rd and forever. You got to stretch out the playbook here. You probably don't have many plays drawn up for this long, but pretty much do 1 or 2 things. Check it down and hope for the best, or throw for it all in one.
If nothing else, you could move it up a little further and pin Tennessee deep, which might be their game plan as well. 3rd and 21. We'll see what happens here. And shotgun formation for the 49ers. Empty backfield. Garoppolo dumps back. He drops it off. It looks like that's the Debo Samuel once again. He's going to catch it. He's going to get into territory of the Tennessee Titans down to the 42, but that's going to be about 9 yards short. Could set up a long field goal. Gould has a very good leg, but they'll most likely punt in this situation.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see. We've seen them in this spot before. Go for it. Here's a little farther. I think they'll punt.
4th and 9. Punting unit is on the field. So see if they've got any trickeration up their sleeve. And here's a snap. No such. Here's the punt. It's deep. It is nice punt. Not even better catch. by the San Francisco kick specialists. They down and inside the Tennessee Titan 5-yard line, down to the 3. We'll go ahead and take that break with everyone. We come back. Tennessee is buried deep in their own territory. San Francisco defense going to get to work.
You just robbed a house. You have all this great stuff that now belongs to you, but you got this annoying pang of guilt nagging at you. Well, worry no more, because your friends at Cell Block Greeting Cards have the answer for you. Introducing our new line of petty crime thank you cards. Before you smash and grab one of our cards and leave it behind on your next heist. Choose from any of these fine heartfelt cards like,
thank you for the plasma TV.
Or,
thanks for the PlayStation, alcohol, and penny jar.
And,
don't use your toothbrush.
Or limited time, introducing,
I'm still in the house.
And many more sentimental petty crime thank you cards. Available at any back alley, shadowy parking lot, or
Armchair.
Saturday mornings, 8:30 Eastern. Dixie Football Nation is back and better than ever. We got Tony Agolini, Matt Carr, Tones Areola, Bobby and Angelo, along with Mac McGee this fall. Dixie Football Nation heads to the gridiron, talking ACC, SEC, the Big Ten, and all the big games throughout the college football land. That's Dixie Football Nation, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, Saturday mornings on the Armchair Quarterback Show's YouTube channel, going live. Or catch the instant replay.
I'm Amy Lawrence, and I'm up late, always, after hours, hanging out with you on CBS Sports Radio. Check it out, 2 a.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. Pacific.
To protect his family from disaster, Steve used his camera phone. Done. By taking pictures of his important documents, Steve can always have them stored online. Learn more simple disaster prep tips at ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
Welcome back here to Nissan Stadium. The Tennessee Titans lead 17-10 against the 49ers. 49ers have just buried them deep inside their own territory. And Tennessee's going to come out here 1st and 10, shadow of their own goalposts on their backs.
Yeah, and we'll see if San Fran could pin them deep, and which they did, and now if they could hold them deep, that'll be huge for this defense.
Tennessee Titans, single back formation, tight set. Looks like it's Foreman in the backfield. And here's the play action pass, and Tannehill fires it over the middle to A.J. Brown, and A.J. Brown has a Tennessee Titan first down.
I got to make sure that I am not playing this man in any fantasy league, because boy, oh boy, would I be sorry. This guy's having a huge game. A.J. Brown, it pretty much has all the yardage for this Tennessee passing attack.
It's got some kind of a cheat code going on over there because he's wide open. You know, they've got it. The only thing I can think of there is they were playing off him to prevent a long game, but it was 12 yards. Here's the handoff to Foreman. He's up the middle for about a 3-yard gain, so we'll call it 2nd and 7.
Yeah, and why not keep the ground game modest here? That's what you got to do. I like the call there, and they just got to keep it on the ground, keep this defense on its toes.
2nd and 7, 8:30 left here on the clock. And Tennessee Titans trying to get another first down, trying to somehow push that ball a little further up the field. Here's the handoff to Foreman. He is dropped for about a 1-yard loss. And it's going to be 3rd and very long again. We'll call it about 8.
And when I said keep the run game going, I mean positive runs here. They try and get it going. Good play by this defense, though. It's been a rock-solid group up front all night.
I did look and see that I'm going up against George Kittle in one of semifinal leagues that I'm in. So, and I've got Deebo Samuel against him. So I'm
against Deebo.
Deebo can outscore Kittle. I'll be doing backflips because I was supposed to lose to him by quite a bit. Shotgun formation for the Titans, 3rd and 8. Tannehill Drops back to pass. He dumps it down to the tight end. The tight end's going to get a first down for the Tennessee Titans, rumbling out to the 36-yard line is Mr. Anthony Ferkser.
Ferkser, there's that name again, but I'm oppo of you. I actually have Kittle, and I'm against Debo, so not looking hot for this guy.
Guy they normally try to hit towards the goal line. Ferkser was left wide open, is kind of left on his own. 1st and 10, Tennessee from their own 36-yard line. I formation, tight set. And here's the handoff to McNichols. McNichols is going to go off the right-hand side, get a couple of yards, 2, maybe 3, and it'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, and they're chewing clock. They're up 7. They don't have to hurry here. Get a couple more first downs. This thing's looking really hard for San Fran to win.
There's 6:26 left on the clock. Titans 17, 49ers 10. If you're just joining us, it's been a tale of two halves. 49ers flat out dominated the first half, could not cash in. Tennessee has now dominated the second half. We'll see if they can hold on. It's 2nd and 6, shotgun formation, game clock winding down. And there he says that man again. A.J. Brown's going to fire it over on a pitch out, and he is going to be almost a halfback option type, throws it almost intercepted as it skips across the ground.
I don't like the play calling here from Tennessee.
Play.
Why get fancy? You're up 7. You could burn clock. Instead, you almost turn the ball over by doing something stupid.
Absolutely terrible play. I can't tell you how bad of a play call that was.
Atrocious.
Brown's laughing at it now, but it's now 3rd and 6. Why in the world you want to play around like that? Shotgun formation for the Titans. Here comes the blitz, and Tannehill is dancing around, gets swallowed up again as he went right into it. There is a flag on the play. We'll see what that is. It is the flag. We'll wait for the refs to sort that out. Could A.J. Brown smacks right into his own receiver. I don't know what the heck that play call was.
Oh, an interesting one at that.
There's going to be a flag, but I can't. Well, there was a flag on the field, but I feel like that it must have been against Tennessee and being declined because it's now 4th and 10, and the Titans have the punt team on the field. Brandon Ayuk is back to receive the punt. Strange play calls by the Tennessee Titans on the last 2 plays is going to give the 49ers a chance with decent field position here. Play clock winding down, and here's the punt. It's high, it's deep, it's playable by Ayuk, but he's going to let it go, and it's going to take a sideways bounce to the inside the 5-yard line of the San Francisco 49ers, where they will set up shop just inside the 5. It'll be 1st and 10, San Francisco, when we come back.
You say your name right now.
Denise? Nice.
That's better. Thank you.
Okay. I've noticed that Antonio Brown has found yet another sucker to take him on. God knows we've already done Pittsburgh's dirty laundry. I'm curious about one thing. Do you think that he'd be welcomed back as easily in the league if he were going back to Bill Belichick and the Patriots? In other words, you think that he'd be welcome back if he were going to make New England a better team, or if he's going back to Tom Brady?
Armchair. We are the Armchair Quarterback Show, your first choice for sports talk live from the First Coast.
What do we do? This has got way too complicated.
I've got it. Here's what's going down. Corey, you talk to your team. You guys are going to decline that holding call.
Done.
Yo, wait, but hold on. Trey Sean, once we break this huddle, you're going to get out there, do some crazy celebration. I'm talking some humpies. Whatever you got to do, you do it. Okay, I got you. I'm going to call unsportsmanlike conduct on the celebration, giving the Whites better field position after the kickoff. Coach? I need you to talk to your team about letting them run that kickoff back.
Why would I do that?
Think about it. Defense, special team, it's all one. You let them run that kickback, both your defenses get 6 points.
Nice.
Okay, everyone good here?
Yeah. Nope. Once again, my kicker is getting no love. Oh, shut up, Bill. Your team is in first place. Plus, you're about to get extra point for the PAT.
Yeah, don't be greedy, Bill.
Stop being greedy, Bill. Bill. Fine. Bill.
Yeah, Bill.
I said fine.
Bill.
Bill. Yeah, Bill. You, Bill.
All right, let's do this. Get out there.
Wait a minute. Trayshawn comes in with a very delayed celebration here. Oh, wow. I'm pretty sure that's going to be there it is. Another armchair.
I said it like 4 times. So why
didn't you say it? That's why my friend said all that. It was on purpose. Son of a... Armchair Quarterback Radio is AFC South Country, all NFL season long.
They hand it off Fournette. He's driving, and he's in for the touchdown. Drive starts at the 1. I'm looking for a little.
We are back here in Nashville. Tennessee Titans have just punted the ball to the San Francisco 49ers. They'll take over 1st and 10 from their own 5-yard line. There is 5:18 left in the game. Plenty of time. 49ers trail by only a touchdown. And here we go on what promises to be a heck of an ending here. One heck of a ball game.
It's felt like a playoff
preview. Drops
preview.
back on a shotgun empty backfield. He fires over the middle and is caught for about a 15-yard gain in a San Francisco 49ers first down.
And here we go. San Fran's got to put one last run together. We'll see if Jimmy G's got it in him or if he'll turn the ball over again like he has a couple times.
1st and 10, San Francisco from their own 20-yard line. And just under 5 minutes left to play in the game. Shotgun formation as they've been in quite a bit here in the second half. Jimmy G drops back to pass, throws it down the right sideline. It is out of bounds, intended for number 15, Jennings, and it'll be 2nd and 10, 4:35 on the clock.
And Jimmy G trying to maneuver this offense down. They're going to need some completions here. They need to go underneath. They need to pass the ball, be smart about it.
So here we go. 2nd and 10. San Francisco empty backfield, shotgun formation. Titans are sending 4 and fired across the middle. Caught by Debo. He fumbles it, but regains possession, and it'll be short of about 4 yards, heading to 3rd down.
And Debo Samuel's just a flat-out stud. He's catching balls at a high rate. He's running. He could do it all for San Fran.
The ball was knocked loose. It never actually hit the ground. Samuel was able to catch it on the fly, keep it in his possession. So here we go, 3rd and 4. Now, the 49ers do have 3 timeouts, so this is not a must first down, but they would like to move the ball past the sticks. 3rd and 4, shotgun formation, single back set for the 49ers. Garoppolo drops back to pass to the right-hand side. Ball is caught by Hasty. Hasty rumbles down to the 38-yard line of San Francisco, and it's a San Francisco first down.
Even Hasty bobbled that one a little bit. It looks like this ball it's hard to catch tonight or hard to hold on to. Nonetheless, San Fran's moving a little bit. Look for them to get Kittle involved. He hasn't been yet.
Nice play by the Niners to move the sticks. And here we go. It's 1st and 10, San Francisco on the 38-yard line, Shotgun formation, 3:47 left on the clock. He'll drop back to pass. Jimmy G looks back, is a little pressure on him, fires it over, and it's incomplete. And it'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, and you just see here, they really they're going to the fullback a lot, Uzek tonight, and it's just tough. You got to look for Kittle. I know Tennessee's doing a good job at covering him, but still.
Might be one of those situations where they're willing to let anyone beat him but Kittle. Of course, Kittle's had some phenomenal games here recently. Debo Samuel does check back into the ball game. It is 2nd and 10. 3:42 on the clock. San Francisco and Tennessee both have all three of their timeouts. Jimmy G drops back to pass. The ball is over the middle to Deebo Samuel. Deebo Samuel's rumbling. He's stumbling. He's bumbling all the way inside the Tennessee Titan 5-yard line down to the 4. No, they're going to call him down at the 6. We'll see where the final spot is. But Deebo Samuel with a huge 56-yard gain.
That was just, man. And now it looks like he's out of breath a little bit. Could you blame him putting the team on his back, getting this offense down all the way within the goal line, and now it's in striking distance? Deebo Samuel doing the most here in Tennessee.
He did all the work, and he's going to get vultured at the end zone. But hey, I think if you got him, he's bent over on all fours. And I don't know if that's an injury. Might have just had the wind knocked out of him. The way he fell almost looked like he fell on the ball. So we're going to take a step aside here for a second, but we'll stay with you as they take a look at Deebo. He appears to be okay. It looks like the old-fashioned air knocked out of him. We'll see what happens. Deebo Samuel is trying to do his best A.J. Brown impression. Two very similar players. Deebo Samuel, 143 yards receiving now. A.J. Brown, 145. What an outstanding head-to-head match that is. A.J. Brown with the 1 touchdown. That's the difference in the game right now. The way he's walking off the field, I think that's what it was. I believe it was just the wind knocked out of him. So he should be back in the game if this if this drive takes much longer. It's going to be 1st and goal. They're going to call him down at the 6. I thought it was inside the 5. We'll see what they do. And Deebo's on the sidelines sucking wind. Here's the handoff up the middle to Hasty, and Hasty fires ahead for about a 4-yard gain. It's going to be 2nd and goal.
And here they got to punch it in. That's why they have Hasty in the game, the bigger back. They're going to do what they can. Like I keep saying, look for Kittle here, though. They need to get him going. What a better time than the red zone.
So here we go, 2nd and goal from the 2-yard line. That was actually, I guess that was Wilson Jr., but it looked like Hasty, but I guess that was Wilson that carried the ball. So here we go, 2nd and goal. Kittle is in the game, so you got to pay attention to him. And Jimmy G drops back to pass, fires it over the center of the end zone. It is a touchdown. And Brandon Ayuk catches the ball, kicks the ball into orbit. And I wonder if they'll give him any kind of a penalty on that. They used to do that. I don't think they'll do it now. And it's going to be 17-16. Will San Francisco pull a Harbaugh and decide to go for 2, or will they kick the extra point?
I think there's a little too much time left right now to go for 2, but maybe a little bit down the line, one of these teams would. Right now, too soon.
It does look like they're going to bring the extra point, the kicking team, out onto the field. And here's the snap. The kick is up. The kick is high, and it just sneaks in the right side of the upright. And we've got ourselves a tie ball game with 2 minutes, 2:20 left on the clock. Tennessee Titans set to receive the kickoff, and Tannehill is warming up. We'll be back in a flash. Get your Sunday football morning started off right with the Handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Your Sunday morning kickoff show where we tackle your NFL lines out in the desert. A 61.2% win rate over the last 6 years. Against the spread, over, under, money line, you name it. And we dive into the world of fantasy football year long and your DFS payouts. The only true Southern football kickoff show that talks the spreads in Vegas, your DFS and fantasy, in your year-long quest to win that fantasy football championship. Only on the Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube channel. It's the Handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern, Sundays, all NFL season long.
It all starts with just one thing. When recycling, rinse out jars and cans, and avoid recycling wax paper or paper soiled with food. This will reduce.
We are back, and the kickoff is on the way, and the Tennessee Titans scooch it out to the 26-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10, Tennessee. And 2:16 left on the clock. Shotgun formation. And here's the snap. Tannehill drops back to pass, fires it over the middle, and it is caught for about a 6-yard gain by the tight end Swain.
And the way this game's been back and forth, Tennessee wants this to be the last possession one way or another, whether they kick the field goal or they just let time run out. They don't want San Fran to win this game or have a chance to win this game.
Absolutely. So it's going to go down to the 2-minute warning. We'll stick here with you. By the way, the Florida Gators did lose to the UCF Knights in Tampa in the Gasparilla Bowl. 29-17 is the final, and kind of putting an end to the Dan Mulla era.
Bobby's probably not too happy about that one.
I'd say there's a lot of Gator fans not too happy about that one, but they do get their new coach, and they'll turn the page from there. So Gator Bowl's still looking for someone. I haven't seen where that has changed. The Gator Bowl looking for Texas A&M had to bail out, and it has finally been announced. Rutgers, okay, it's been rumored all day. Rutgers will replace Texas A&M in the Gator Bowl. They will face Wake Forest.
I kind of like that. At least you get a team that they're gonna bust their tail off to get ready with Coach Schiano. Shout out to them for at least standing up, and it doesn't feel like it's one of those games that, I know it's a throw together last minute, but at least Rutgers isn't a slouch week in and week out. They could put up a fight. Good job by them at least getting this bowl game intact.
Illinois was another team that was big. The thing about the Gator Bowl committee is they wanted to get someone from far away, because a lot of people had ventured to guess that Florida State could be the team, but you don't get a lot of hotels loaded up when it's a local team. So they wanted to get a team out of state. I still think it's going to be a difficult sell, because how many folks have already made their holiday plans? That game takes place about a week from now. So we'll see what happens, but it's going to be a difficult sell to someone who's already made their holiday plans. But if you don't have anything to do and you're from New Jersey and you want to go spend time in Florida, no better time to do that than late December, early January.
That's what I'm saying. Why not catch some cold or warm weather, get out of the cold a little bit, see a football game?
Honestly, I believe Wake Forest is going to boat race them, but we'll see what happens. Here's the 2nd and 5. Handoff is up the middle. Off to the left-hand side is McNichols, and he's going to dive ahead for a first down. Under 2 minutes to play. Titans will run the no-huddle offense and shotgun formation for Tannehill. He's going to take the snap, drops back to pass, fires it over to the right-hand side, and that is a completed pass, and that pass for about 3-4 yards to the tight end Swain.
And they're just rapid firing right now. They're trying to get chunk after chunk. We'll see if they could keep it up. Good job to keep things going.
Shotgun formation, fires over the middle, and it's going to be incomplete, intended for Swain. But here comes the laundry as the defender was draped all over Swain, and he's going to get a pass interference call, I would think, and it'll be a spot foul and a first down.
Yeah, and that's one of the shortest penalties in the night, but one of the most crucial perhaps is it gives Tennessee a fresh set of downs and it keeps the chains moving and the clock stopped.
As they showed the replay, he definitely hooked his arm. Of course, every defender is going to argue that they did not do it, but there you go. So here we go. It's going to be a shotgun formation. Ryan Tannehill drops back to pass. He's pressured. He's going to take off running. He's up the middle. He's going past him down in the middle, all the way down to the 30-yard line is Ryan Tannehill with the legs and not the arm this time.
Wow, and that's some big boy football from Tannehill, staying tough, running over the middle, getting down with it. You just love to see it if you're a Titans fan, if you're Titans player. Ryan Tannehill.
He made a couple of guys moving that was just shot out of a cannon.
Right.
And what an incredible play. Dove forward and tough play by Tannehill, willing his team. I believe we've got a timeout on the field. It was a San Francisco timeout. I believe they're trying to get their ducks in a row, so to speak. Also might be trying to just slow the clock down as they hope to have a chance to tie this game up or possibly, if down by 3, take the lead.
Correct. And, you know, they're either going to, I don't know. San Fran probably won't even get the ball back if Tennessee plays this one right.
Shotgun formation handoff is to McNichol. He fires it up the middle and dives ahead. They're going to call it about a 4 or 5 yard gain. It'll be second and a long 5 from the 20.
Yeah, and again, if Tennessee plays this right, San Fran might not even get the ball back. So we'll see what happens. But Tennessee has all the momentum right now, and they could end this game in a couple of plays.
So the 49ers call another timeout. Of course, the Titans have had some kicking woes. Bullock is not automatic, but he's kicked pretty good for Tennessee so far this year. You'd like to get a little closer with the game on the line. He's been a pretty good kicker, but that is not a gimme 42-yard, be a 42-yarder at this point. Maybe if you got Vinatieri in your back pocket, that's a gimme, but that's not a gimme.
Yeah, with Bullock, you never know.
2nd and 5, shotgun formation from the 26. It'll be a draw play handoff once again. Believe that is, this time it's Hilliard. He'll dive ahead, and San Francisco will most likely take another timeout, and that'll be the final timeout for the Niners, and it'll be 3rd and 4. So Tennessee could still run one more play, eat as much clock off, and then call a timeout and then attempt a field goal.
Yeah, I don't imagine anything other than a run here, but how wide open would a play action pass be? It'll never happen. Keep it on the ground, keep the clock moving.
The other option you could have, because Tennessee has done this before, is a bootleg option with Tannehill, because he does have the wheels. Obviously, we just saw that. Bullock looks like he is warmed up and set. Here we go. Tight formation. Tannehill is he's just going to run it off to the right side instead and lay down. And they're going to take this clock all the way down. They'll be able to take it down to about 6-7 seconds left on the game clock, call a timeout, and attempt a field goal.
Yeah, if Bullock makes this one, it's pretty much over.
6 career game-winning field goals for Bullock inside 2 minutes. This would be a huge one for him. And he would drink for free for the next few days for sure. All around the Tennessee Titan, all around the Nashville area. Titans 17, San Francisco 17. So there goes the timeout. It's with 8 seconds left. So when they kick this, regardless, San Francisco will get the ball. We'll get a chance to get the ball back with about 3 or so seconds left, regardless. They're going to call it 9 seconds. So it's going to put a little more. Usually field goals around a 5-6 second deal. With a shorter field goal like this attempt, it would be a 5-second runoff, you would think. So 4th and 5, Bullock. We'll call that, what would you say, a 44-yarder?
Yep, 44-yarder, I would say.
And Tennessee sets up. No timeouts left for San Francisco to ice the kicker. Here's the snap. It's up. It's high. Bang! 20-17, 3-point lead for your Tennessee Titans. San Francisco down 3, but there are 4 seconds left. There's 4 seconds left. So stay tuned, because crazier things have happened. Crazier things have happened on this very field. 20-17, Tennessee leads. Nice kick by Bullock.
Yeah, we've seen miracles on this exact field before. We'll see if it could happen again, but Tennessee does have all the momentum. Big time field goal there for Bullock.
Tennessee, if they were to win this game, their magic number would go down to 1 to win the AFC South. They would also keep pace with the Patriots and be a half game in front of the Patriots, half game in front of, or behind, the Chiefs for best record in the AFC. But first things first, of course, the big game on Christmas Day, Colts and Arizona Cardinals. Here's the kickoff. Bullock hammers it high and deep, and they're going to let it go, as there will not be a chance for any kind of a Stanford band on the field type of play with that kick. So San Francisco is going to get the ball with about 4 seconds left. They're on their own 25. They're out of timeouts. We'll see what kind of trick play they might have up their sleeve. Kittle's on the field. Debo's on the field. Jimmy G is on the field. Samuel is going out to the left side along with Ayuk. Looks like Kittle's going to the right. It's going to be empty back formation. Tennessee sending about absolutely no one. And if the pass is over to Debo Samuel's going to run it, and he is going to throw it backwards. And we do have a Stanford play. Kittle's got the ball. He's going to corral it and throws it backwards once again. They're still up. They're on the 40-yard line, on 35-yard line. Corralled and slammed to the ground is Brandon Ayuk. He's down. The game's over. And I couldn't even paint that picture. I don't even know how to explain that picture, but the game is over. The Titans win it 20-17.
Yeah, it was just one of those plays that you hope for a miracle. You can't get anything going. Couple laterals, a fumble later, and that's a ball game. Great job by Tennessee tonight.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and put a bow on this as the game is over, and want to get the final stats here in 1 second. Waiting to see how they called that play, and I don't even think that they know how to do it, because they still have not updated the stats yet on that one. So we'll see. So Debo caught the ball, but he spun it backwards, threw it backwards, and I think he's getting credit for a catch. But as far as yards, I don't think he got credit for the yards. So putting a cap on this, Jimmy G ends up with 300 yards passing, 1 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Tannehill, 209 yards and a touchdown. The Tennessee Titans ran the ball for 90 yards, 49ers for 83 yards. Jeff Wilson did sneak into the end zone for a touchdown with just 43 yards on the ground. And Debo, 143 yards, no touchdowns. George Kittle, 2 catches for 21 yards. A.J. Brown, 11 for 145. And that's about it as far as names of interest. Foreman did get in the end zone, so if you started him, you've got that. What's your final thoughts on this, sir? Well, I guess I've lost him. So I'm going to go ahead and say goodnight for Tones Areola. I'm Mac McGee. Thanks for listening. And we'll be back with more NFL action in the near future. If you want to find the schedule, make sure to like our Twitter page or Facebook page. It's the Armchair Quarterbacks on YouTube. If you're looking for us on Twitter, it's at YouTube Braves, and it's Armchair Quarterbacks on YouTube on Facebook. We will see you. Titans win an exciting ball game, 20-17. Get your Sunday football morning started off right with the handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Your Sunday morning kickoff show where we tackle your NFL lines out in the desert, a 61.2% win rate over the last 6 years. Against the spread, over, under, money line, you name it. And we dive into the world of fantasy football year-long and your DFS payouts. Your only true Southern football kickoff show that talks the spreads in Vegas, your DFS and fantasy, in your year-long quest to win that fantasy football championship. Only on the Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube channel. It's the handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Sundays, all NFL season long. Saturday mornings, 8:30 Eastern. Dixie Football Nation is back and better than ever. We got Tony Agolini, Matt Carr, Tones Areola, Bobby and Angelo, along with Mac McGee this fall. Dixie Football Nation heads to the gridiron, talking ACC, SEC, the Big Ten, and all the big games throughout the college football land. That's Dixie Football Nation, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, Saturday mornings on the Armchair Quarterback Show's YouTube channel, going live, or catch the instant replay.
Tom has been a teacher for over 40 years. One day, I think one of the students had asked the question and he didn't remember the answer. And I also noticed that he was letting his class out earlier than they were supposed to let out. I was really starting to worry.
Levi and I talked about how it would change our lives, but he was there beside me.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. Visit alz.org/ourstories to learn more. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
I'm Amy Lawrence, and I'm up late, always, after hours, hanging out with you on CBS Sports Radio. Check it out, 2 a.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. Pacific.
Enjoy sun-drenched days, epic stays, and plenty of room to roam in Greater Fort Lauderdale. Our hotels, attractions, and restaurants have taken the Visit Lauderdale's Safe and Clean pledge, so you can relax and explore with confidence. When you're ready for that well-deserved staycation, our 23 miles of golden beaches await. Find wide-open spaces to hike, bike, kayak, and paddleboard. Visit your favorite attractions, then dine out in style in socially distanced dining rooms or al fresco on waterfront patios. Learn more at sunny.org.
To protect his family from disaster, Steve used his camera phone. Done. By taking pictures of his important documents, Steve can always have them stored online. Learn more simple disaster prep tips at ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
You're talking about a bunch of unproven kids who were in the prom. You know, literally, they were in the prom like 6 months ago at their high school.
No, they weren't because they were on lockdown. Exactly.
Okay, they were at a.
He's probably
from
a promless
teenagers.
If he's from a Big Ten state,
they were at a.
If he's from a Big Ten state, he didn't have prom. I can guarantee you that.
They were at a virtual prom. Anyway, so yeah, it's tough for Wisconsin.
That's called porn. That's called porn.
Stop it. They get a break this week because I got a mess to clean up, guys. Yeah.
Virtual.
There's
prom.
my walk off for the day. Thanks, Mac. I gotta dry my keyboard out now.
Armchair.
Remember, if for any reason you must leave your radio, please have the man at the door stamp your ear so you can listen again later.
Saturday mornings, 8:30 Eastern, Dixie Football Nation is back and better than ever. We've got Tony Agalini, Matt Carr, Tones Areola, Bobby and Angelo, along with Mac McGee this fall. Dixie Football Nation heads to the gridiron, talking ACC, SEC, the Big Ten, and all the big games throughout the college football land. That's Dixie Football Nation, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, Saturday mornings on the Armchair Quarterback Show's YouTube channel, going live.